Brock into the USA. Niners. Isaiah, listen. You know what? What is it? What is that clown? Is he a Chiefs? Is he a Seahawks fan? Hopefully, or is he a Rams fan? Bro, let me tell you one thing, man. Jimmy be back before the Super Bowl, of which you have no chance to participate in. I'm kidding about that, though. Brock Purdy makes it to the Super Bowl. Shh, give it to Brock. Let him have it. If he got us that far, he probably take us all the way. Fam, man. This is like, there's good news and there's good news, right? So I'm thinking, all right, if Jimmy, they say 6 to 8 weeks, maybe he comes back in the second round of the playoffs. Maybe, but then will he be rusty? Yeah. Maybe just let Brock handle this if he gets that far. I'm all. So for your information, I say I'm all on board with Brock. Okay, so shut up, fam. As I said, Brock in the USA. Watching Brock Purdy's action during the game versus Dolphins was an extremely hot fire for his NFL baptism. I mean, his feet have probably still got burnt marks on them. What the fans may lack in brute force, they make up in the fast and furious attack, which includes a steady diet of blitzes, and you know this. And he stood there, and they did just that. Them mofos had so much disrespect. When's the last time you seen that many guys? Was there 9 people in the line of scrimmage? Or did they put all, were you 11? I looked up, I seen that clip, I said, how many guys are, I tried to count. Jesus Christ, they thought they were going to put a bum rush on him, and he dished it off and got it deep. Do it again, Dolphins. What are you, crazy? Nobody's got that much disrespect. But I understand. I know why they had to try that. He is a rookie. I mean, really a rookie as far as the NFL goes. See, that's where it stops. He is a rookie in the NFL. That's a polished vet out of college, though. Mrs. Purdy's baby boy didn't seem very impressed with the Miami effort as he displayed a calm, not common for a first-year QB, not at all. And you know, the Bucs most likely took note of that fact as they prepare for the rookie that came out of the draft with the moniker of Mr. Irrelevant. Tonight, fam, going to the phones after going over some of the things Coach Shanahan said about Brock Purdy today during his midweek press conference. Right? You know, I actually, Isaiah's stupid comment does have a little relevancy to it because I was broken up after Jimmy got out because I think, oh man, damn, how we go with this team? We was well on our way with that defense and the offense we started to put together. The 49ers were going to be unstoppable. I don't care what Michael Irvin says. You see the Cowboys? Every week y'all say the Cowboys ain't playing nobody. And now you're going to say he ain't playing nobody just because he won 33 points in the fourth quarter. Michael. Indy is dysfunctional right now. You couldn't beat him like that last year. Shut up. Okay, anyway. Bam, you know what, though? If you compare to the transition from Trey Lance to Jimmy Garoppolo, the latest change of quarterback is a little less complicated for the Niners and the coaching staff. Coach Shanahan and his that's a new offensive coaching staff that built the entire season around dual threat skills from Trey Lance, right? And all of a sudden, when Lance sustained that season-ending injury in week 2, the Niners turned back to Jimmy G and the way things were done in the past. New crew. They don't know nothing about what they did in the past. So I didn't even realize that until, but because a few of those coaches were around in previous seasons, it was all new to them. So now the move, and we're talking about, as I said, keep in mind, a new coaching staff, they don't know squat about what the 49ers have been doing. So I gotta give a kudos on that. I didn't even think about that until I just read up on the reports. That's right, huh? Them dudes don't know. They may have been coaching up Trey Lance, but as far as they're concerned, they were ready for Trey. Them new dudes don't nothing about no Jimmy. Which is a good thing for one thing, because I think that was part of the reason why Jimmy came out there and he was able to go Maverick, because the coaches didn't know what to do with him anyway. And it paid off, Kyle. Take off that damn collar off the man's neck, and look what happened. Now the move from JD to Brock Purdy will mostly be a carryover of the past 9 weeks of prep for that new crew. Shanahan said of Purdy and Garoppolo, quote, "We're trying not to make it a drastic change. They have a similar skill set. We got a lot of confidence in Brock. We've seen him in practice. The players have. We have, and that's why we're confident in him. But he hasn't played a ton of football, so there's some unknown out there. We know he has the ability to do it. I know he has the mentality to do it," unquote. Jimmy G did not take part in the offseason program or training camp as he went through physical therapy this summer to get his surgically repaired right shoulder back in the condition. You know about that, to play, right? First-year quarterback coach Brian Greasy, which is this gets even more silly when you think about it, because I took a lot for granted after the first 3 or 4 weeks. I said, well, hell, Jimmy's played with these guys before. No, it is a big deal. It really was. Because it's a lot of people that had to get out there and start to learn how to work together. So first-year QB coach Brian Greasy had barely spent any time with JG until a week leading into the season. And Greasy only got involved with JG because of his acceptance of that dramatic pay cut to remain with the team. After Lance's injury, the Niners reverted back to their offensive style of past seasons with Garoppolo. And you remember Kyle says, no, I had already had the season set up. For Trey, I all of a sudden we were going back to Jimmy. It was kind of weird. But now, very little changes as the team goes out with Purdy as it started with JG out for at least regular season with a fractured left foot. And now we're finding it's not a Liz Frank injury. There's no tendon damage or anything like that, ligament or anything like that. So he's just got to sit there and heal up. But Shanahan said, quote, "I think the challenge that is was a little bigger from Trey to Jimmy, just in terms of the running element that Trey had," unquote. Easy to understand, though, because as Shanahan said, so much of the game plans with Lance, the quarterback was focused on formulations, shifts, motions, and play calls to provide openings for Trey to utilize his running skills. But Kyle, that's how you got him hurt, okay? You know, you needed to bring him along a little slow. We'll talk about that later. Shanahan went on to say, quote, "Jimmy and Brock aren't necessarily running threats, so you don't sit there and decide stuff like that. But they're both definitely mobile enough to make plays with their legs," unquote. So now we may be watching the beginnings of what may be the theme of what could have been a movie. What if he does well? Because Brock, I'm telling you, man, he doesn't. Purdy he's so relevant now. He's even being compared to Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. You would think he's been in the league 15 years. The 49ers left tackle Trent Williams was telling the media that in the locker room. Trent, calm down and pump the brakes, Trent. Who did you say? Peyton who? Come on, Trent. You know, the kid does exude that kind of confidence. Trent goes on to say, quote, "If you're talking, he'll say, 'Shut your ass up.'" Really? He ain't no timid rookie feeling his way around. He will get on your ass. You would think he's like Peyton Manning or something. I guess that's where he gets that feeling from. Quote, unquote, wide receivers. Oh, he goes on to say, wide receivers not running. You'll hear him cussing a wide receiver out. Word? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. His command might have been something that raised an eyebrow when Purdy first showed up in Santa Clara, but Williams said players have a lot of respect for the rookie because of his work ethic and what it's taken for him to get where he is. Fam, could we possibly have something here that may be of a larger magnitude than we even knew or expected? You know, I saw him running around and doing some things every now and then. People catching clips. Man, I saw him one time. I said, from behind, he looks like Jimmy. He's a little smaller, but they kind of move the same, don't they? But I wasn't tripping. I just thought he just looked like him, like physically, right? But from what we saw against Miami, that shot to George Kittle, fam, there's no other way to put it. That was frigging elite. They was all up in his face, had him beat down. He let that thing go, a laser shot into coverage. Bam! It killed him right. I said, GTOFOH. Really? And as the game went on, I thought, well, you know what? He's hyped, adrenaline flowing. We'll find out more this weekend. But fam, my depression, as I look back, I looked at the game 4 times. My depression has subsided. He might be okay. Because look who he's got around him. Another thing, a guy that doesn't get enough credit is Christian McCaffrey. You know what? This offense is great without McCaffrey. They've already displayed that skill. You got Killer, you got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Juice, you got Dwelly. You got players out there that can get it done. But now, McCaffrey, scan the field. What you got? All right. Where's McCaffrey? Where is he? There he is. Boink. And McCaffrey, 9 out of 10 times he's going to be available. 9 out of 10 times he's going to do something special. There's going to be a couple of plays where he doesn't, but usually where a play is going to fail, get him the ball. Uh-oh. What the defense was trying to do on the other side of the field, McCaffrey just erased. The Niners, first down plus. I'm telling you right now, we're not out of this. We are not. Sans Million says all Brock has to do is not turn the ball over and get the rock to playmakers. And that's a theme of this offense. Later for all the glitz and glimmer and all the quarterback's a bad boy. And get the ball to the damn playmakers. Stop fooling around and let's beat this team to death. That's all you got. That's all Kyle thinks about. You know, the defense is the backbone of this team. In essence, that's true. But also, they also have to have rest. And if the 49ers go out there and do the things they do during offensive possessions, that is the perfect combination. Call it balance. Do not disrespect the offense entirely. Hayden Barry, the TNT Slayer, says Rams got Baker. Let's go, Purdy. Oh, I do love that kind of Matty answers, hey, buddy, I can see my comment on the live even with my other account. All right, Matty. Hey, we did that. Wait. Hayden Barry also says, thank God we didn't get Baker. Bosa's going to retire, Tom. See, that's the thing, you know. And every year, your best teams, the ones who are going to win the Super Bowl, you have to have a defense. Nobody's going to come in and just have an offense and win the Super Bowl. Hey, Clarence, get in here.
Ronbo, how you doing, sir?
Oh, you can tell I'm just feeling so much better. I was like already starting to prepare for next season. No need to do that. Clarence, you got plenty of football left. Clarence, I'm looking at Brock Purdy in a different light. Are you seeing him different?
Oh, I saw it in the game. The kid. Now, he's like, this is a kid. This is 22 years old, like I said. He hasn't been alive as long as Tom Brady's been playing.
And he made that point. I loved it.
You know, he was very poised in the pocket. I know that everybody said that, but you could tell he knew the offense. It wasn't like he was walking in as like he knew the calls.
The system. Clarence, he hasn't had any reps. He gets 2 to 4 a practice. 2 to 4 reps every day. That's it. That's all he gets.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to say into Michael Irvin. Okay.
But you could tell he's in the playbook. You could tell he watches film. You can tell that he is he's how they say he's in the lab. He's in there. He's in there doing what he needs to do as the backup. He is doing what a backup should be doing.
Clarence, let me make this. Let me be knowledgeable of this. He's also doing a lot of what Nick Mullins was doing. Do you know he goes back and shadows what happened and goes over every play? He's another one of those guys.
He does.
Yeah.
And he goes, and like Fred said, he goes against the number 1 defense every week because he was the scout. He's the scout QB. So he has the knowledge.
And you know how Fred is. Fred's hollering and barking back at him and saying nasty things. Yeah.
And he's talking back, and he's giving it back.
That's what I like
about
him.
So He's got the confidence, but that confidence comes from the knowledge and the things that the knowledge of the playbook, the knowledge of his own ability, and he doesn't hold back. You could tell in the game, like you said, he walked in there, he did his thing, he knew where to go with the ball.
And Clarence, remember, was that you pointed out the camera caught it? What's he doing? He's doing the lick the fingers.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
Right, exactly. And you heard you watched the podcast with Ayuk, talking about Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talked about it. He came over and says, it basically said, I know I neglected you. I'm going to feed you. So I'm looking for big things this weekend.
I'm going to feed you.
Yeah.
Hey, he probably looked at him. It's like, I bet.
Watch out for Brock Purdy.
That
boy's confident. He's almost cocky. He's got swag. I'm digging it. I love it.
Yeah. And the thing, and what was that other thing in that podcast? When Husmanzada and what's his name asked about Baker Mayfield. I said, no.
I'm staying
Purdy
with
all day.
All day.
Give me Purdy.
Because I don't need anybody come in there and make every damn body in the locker room mad and still ain't winning no ball games later for that. Baker's in the right place. Baker had good luck in L.A. Ruined that place. Clarence, we got to wrap it up.
But I said as far as the game, like I said, now they got a little bit of film on the kid. They're going to try to. But Todd Bowles, he's going to be trying to put out them exotic blitzes and try to change the front, try to do this, try to do that.
And Kyle's going to have him ready. Yeah. All right.
Well, I said Kyle's going to have him ready, but as long as the kid is studying that film, studying the defense, watching those things, and and studying the way he's supposed to.
And he should be
unlike somebody in Arizona.
Clarence, I know, right? Clarence, let me see you Friday and bring that score with you and be ready to explain why that score is going to be what it is, all right? Looking for you.
Oh, yeah, Friday. That's right. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, I appreciate you, Ronbo. God bless you.
Appreciate you, Clarence. Thanks, fam. You too. And Robert Slavin says Purdy to start in 2023 over Trey Purdy has swag. Well, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Who's going to be on the team 2023. It's going to be a real interesting offseason. Matt S. says, can see it. I meant. Yeah, somebody said you were in the wrong thread. I have no idea what's going to matter. I see you here, though. Matty S. says, hey, yo, Ronbo, shout out from Bid. That's the same Matty. And it's been suggested that Chris B says Rams should move on back to St. Louis. And let's bring him in. Turn the house lights down, please, and bring in the spot. As he rolls down the carpet, it is Papa Dragon. Pop.
If you smell what the Brock is cooking.
There's going to be so many plays to play with Brock's name. I love it. Glock Purdy.
I love a good underdog story.
Oh, they're always fun.
But make no mistake about it, Ronbo, I got to call you out. Our offense is not great. We have potential to be great, but we're not. We're still not scoring enough points. Now,
but Pop, just on that thought, before you go any further on that, though, how many teams are? You see, that's what I'm saying. Defenses nowadays, they don't play that. Ain't no blowouts. One here and there. The Cowboys got away one Indy. But how many games you see where blowouts are just taking place? It just doesn't happen.
I'm not. The blowout is not the issue. The issue is that when you come into that particular game, can you outscore the opponent if you have to. It's not a blowout situation. It is last man with the ball situation. You know, we don't have a Patrick
prolific
Mahomes.
offense.
We
No.
don't have, you know what I'm saying? We don't
No, I
have
know what
that.
you mean.
We don't have a Joe Burrow. You see what I'm saying? What we have is a version of Colt McCoy had a baby with Nick Mullins. That's what we got. And if everybody remembers correctly, Nick Mullins put up good numbers. He did, but
True.
although he won his first game, he lost the next 5.
Yeah,
Okay, so really
maybe this conversation in 2 or 3 weeks, let's revisit it. Because as I'm saying, he just got here, right? And they didn't score a lot of points. But what I'm saying is,
I agree. I take it one game at a time. No. You got to take this one game at a time, Rob.
Yeah.
This is the one game at a time to it. I mean, I know everybody wants to jump to the future. Oh, well, this happens and this happens. And we get to this and we do that. And what's going to happen next year? No, how about we worry about Tampa Bay?
Well, yeah, we have to now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay is what's up right now. And Tampa Bay is a real threat.
But they don't score any points either.
They don't score any points. They haven't hit rhythm yet. And I'm not saying they're going to score a lot of points on us, but there's no guarantee we're going to score a lot of points on them. All I'm saying is,
I get back to my point. Ain't nobody, every now and then you see 2 or 3 games on a week where there's big scores. Everybody else is nip and tuck all the way. There's parity, and defenses, as I said, have adjusted to the big play game. But I see your point, though.
Well, it's self-inflicted parity. You know, we went into this season with the offensive line that we had. We knew what we had. I mean, everybody else can see it. You know, the coaches and those guys can see it. Are they living in denial? All right, what are they doing? You know, because I'll give you this. Let's say the biggest thing I really appreciate out of Purdy's game is his pocket mobility. To get out of trouble, to scoop, to move, to bootleg, to run, to throw. A lot of skills that he has that Jimmy don't have, right? His arm's not as strong as Jimmy's. He knows his playbook. Now remember, I did draft him as my number 7, my last pick in the draft. I picked Purdy. I did. And the reason why I picked him,
I'm just laughing at your observation.
Yeah, the reason why I picked him is that he was recruited by Alabama. He turned Alabama down for Iowa.
Really?
So right there, that tells you if he, or maybe he didn't sit on the bench or not. But the point is that he was in Iowa for 4 or 5 years, right? He would have got a shot in Alabama at something. But the point is that, you know, he set every passing record you could possibly set at the school that he went to. He threw a lot of passes, threw a lot of balls. If you look at the pass chart, very, very similar to Jimmy G. A lot of stuff over the middle, a lot of short passes. He's a little bit more aggressive than Jimmy is, though. And that part of that is getting out of the pocket.
That's saying
he's
something.
Breaking down and things like that. Yeah. So
because Jimmy does things sometimes I wish he wouldn't do, you know. But anyway.
No. Yeah, taking that last sack or something I wish he wouldn't do. Just go down, Jimmy.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. Because when you talk about aggression, I think Brock took a page out of Jimmy's book, actually, because that's who was working together in the preseason for the most part, or last few weeks.
There was somebody I didn't give props to, though. I want to give a lot of props to Trey Lance. Trey Lance was on the sideline with the clipboard, coaching young Purdy up. So you know, they were good on Trey Lance's part, I think. But moving forward, it is a one game at a time thing. A lot of people still believe in the 49ers because of that defense. You know, but it's still going to be a long 5 games. Yeah. It's going to be a long 5 games. I think the best thing that we did this season was probably trade for McCaffrey because you have to account for it.
Without a doubt.
You know, he had 8 passes out of the backfield this past game. You know, so if you stop the runs, what people have been doing to us all year is they've been putting 5 linemen up 6, 9 in the box, forcing us. Okay,
they tried to do that to
let
Brock.
Jimmy beat us, kind of. Yeah, they did, but what they didn't account for where Brock was Brock's escapability. That's what they didn't account for. In one pass, that pass you talked about to Kittle, I believe he got rid of that ball in 1.7 seconds.
Hey, you see, Well,
So
I know you don't want to give him a
that's
lot of
pretty
credit for it, but
impressive for a rookie.
that's why Jimmy was doing so well this year, because people disrespect him and stacked that line up there, and he burnt them 90% of the time. And Brock was watching
No,
that.
Jimmy was having his best year, and it's
Yeah.
really unfortunate for Jimmy and the 49ers. But like I said, I mean, at the same time, remember, he's still a rookie. He has not played a season this long before. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens moving forward. But yeah, you just got to take it one game at a time. Don't think about the future. He's not the quarterback of the future. He's the quarterback of right now.
There you go.
And can he pull a Jeff Hostetler?
Please.
I don't know. I don't know if he can pull a Jeff Hostetler.
Pop, there's so much more to
But
talk about.
I'll end it with this.
But
Yeah, I'll end it with this, though. I'm going to end it with this. I don't believe this offensive line can keep him healthy. I believe that he will get
come
hurt.
on, don't talk that into existence. Pop out, because I've been worried about that for
I'm not-
all season
I'm not
long, and
talking
look what
into
happened.
existence. I'm not trying.
all
I'm
right.
not trying to talk into existence. But I said Jimmy was going to get hurt. He got hurt.
We
I
got
said
Josh Johnson.
He got hurt.
All right, fam. We gotta go,
Purdy
Pop. You
has
know
gotta
this,
Purdy's got to protect himself.
and I can't wait to see you
All right.
Friday.
I'm just
All
saying.
right, fam.
All right.
Night,
Once you
Pop.
smell the Brock is cooking.
There he goes.
Brock
right.
says, "Know your role and shut your damn mouth."
Give my best to Bam and Boom too, and Mrs. Dragon. Night, Pop.
Look at you. The Rock says you better not miss the block.
Runassi Music says, Brock Purdy is better than Nick Mullins. Man, stop. He is. He really is. You can see already he's better than Nick, though. Every game not to be in a blowout fashion, just win. Yeah, no, fam, seriously, how many games around the league, and I don't care who's playing, do you see one team just scoring oodles of points every week? It's not going to happen anymore. The NFL defenses have evolved. And that high-scoring game you see all the time, you'll see it here and there, but you ain't going to see that on a regular basis. Games going into halftime at 10-3 and stuff like that all the time. Hey, Jamie.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Jamie, man, we're just sitting back here and wondering what we got here in BP. BP. What's the name of a guy? Okay. Anyway, Jamie, your observations on Brock Purdy. Do you have the confidence to believe that Brock Purdy, is it a facade? Is he getting an Oscar out there by acting like he knows what he's doing? Or does he really know what he's damn doing? He convinced me. What are you thinking?
The thing that matters, he convinced the team. It doesn't matter what we think.
Amen.
Yeah, I like his demeanor. Like, he's out there and he knows what he knows, and that's just the way it is. It's not like Mayfield or that guy up in on the Jets. Those guys go in there with their big old heads and get slapped.
Neither Wilson is doing very well this year, are they?
No.
Zach or Russell.
No, he was inactive, I guess.
Twice. White stole his job.
You know what I'm hoping Mayfield does? I think they got to play Seattle one more time, right?
I think you're right.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, that was the first time they played last week. That's right.
Wouldn't that be great for us if Mayfield goes up there and whoops on Seattle?
It would be.
I
wouldn't say anything bad about Baker anymore this year if he did.
No, that'd be wonderful. I'm pretty sure they got to play him again, but it's in Seattle, so.
Yeah, that's not good.
I seen your tweet about the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're scouring through the draft.
Yeah, I was looking down through there. I said, Kyle Lynch, come on, guys. Yeah, I like what you did last year, and Aaron Rodgers, or not Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Banks is working out. Burford looks good. All right, I need a Michael McGlinchey replacement. I know you're not going to resign him. And what are we going to do about the right tackle?
Yeah.
Oh,
we have to shore up that side. Banks is freaking all-star this year,
And Burford's
I like that.
Well,
I like that Banks pick down. Yeah, I give that an A now. But the problem, the problem is, where's our first draft pick? All the way down in the third round.
Third round. I know. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with that?
Yeah. What are we going to do? Grab a scrub somewhere? The last decent right guard or right tackle? I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
I
No sense in looking in the draft for an offensive lineman because they always go up top.
know. If they're any good. You might get lucky
Yeah,
in the third round, but probably not. So, yeah,
yeah.
what we got. And they're going to – you know what that means, don't you, Jamie? Now that you brought that up. Mike McGlinchey will be in a 49er uniform next year. They got no choice.
Oh, I think
I got to go with McKivitz, maybe? I don't know.
I think McGlinchey will be here, but they're going to try to put someone behind him that's going to push him. I hope. I hope. At least put somebody back there that is from his position, so he knows he has to play hard.
I think he is. That's what scares me. I think he's doing the best he can.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, that's terrible. You know, the one thing I've noticed how Ayuk is faster this year, snappier, right?
Yeah.
And
he lost a little weight. Like, he
Purdy?
was too heavy last year, but yeah.
Yeah, he came in big last year, I think. But
Yeah.
I noticed early in the season that he's pretty snappy, like he's faster. And Purdy's talking like, "Hey, I missed you this time. And I won't do it again."
Mm-hmm.
So we can look forward to Purdy hitting Ayuk a few more times and knowing when he's open, you know, because he's going to be looking to see if he's open.
Because Brock was just trying to get rid of the
I'm
ball.
happy with that.
This past weekend anyway. And he was right. You know what? They're not physical. They're not real scary. But the Dolphins move their ass on that snap, don't they? They are moving quick.
They were coming. Yeah. You know, the one time that Purdy bailed out and then hooked the left and tried to swing back around and got
And the
plowed.
Dolphin was standing there waiting.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, no. Why spin back that way, dude? No way.
He didn't see him. You know, things are happening fast
Yeah.
out there. He wouldn't have did that.
He just got plowed.
See,
Yeah, that was bad.
he'll be all right.
Well, I don't think I got anything else off the top of my head. Are you going to be on Friday?
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to do Friday because I can't imagine what's going on in the minds of the faithful and what we're going to call as far as the score. Because we're going to have a number of people this weekend. Ronbo, we're done, man. Come on, you know we can hype this up all we want to. Like guys like Fly Guy, Ronbo, man, this game y'all need to stop getting yourself all excited, man. We're gonna lose. Fly Guy already got
Yeah.
him in the
You got
media.
everybody trying to predict how good the kid's going to be. Like, you don't know. He's a rookie. He just got in there. Give him a few games.
I
Leave him
know.
alone, man.
One way or the other, you know, we don't know what he's going to do, but I do know he looks awfully confident, and that's winning the game to begin with, right there. Believe in yourself, kid.
That
Believe in
gives
yourself.
him a chance. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a chance. That's all we can ask for.
And he's pumped to play against Tom Brady.
So-
I can't wait.
Yeah,
All right, Jamie.
yeah, that's gonna be a good game, I think. I'll
Okay.
call you on Friday.
Well, glad you got in here too. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Thanks,
That's Jamie. Oh man, Tony. Let me just read Tony's comment before we get it. We're talking about Michael McGlinchey. He says he did improve. Let me drop it. He did improve. We're talking about Michael McGlinchey. Then he got that injury that ends many careers, and that's true. He's back, and he's not the run blocker he used to be, but he will get better, though probably will never be as good as he was last year. Tony, aloha, my dude.
Aloha, Ronbo. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's Brock has brought on a new excitement that kind of gets me going, but I do agree that we go too far in criticizing Michael McGlinchey, and we should have a little sympathy. But this is football, and people don't have sympathy. You could be out there. If you got shot in the arm, you need to bandage it up, get back on the field, and play good football. So Michael McGlinchey going out, and we only hear about him 2 or 3 times a game, is probably not that bad. But the other offensive linemen we don't hear about as much at all. So I guess on that, if you're grading on a curve, Mike gets a lot of trouble for that. So I understand what you're saying.
I don't think Mike McGlinchey is the weakest cog on the 49ers offensive line. I don't think he's playing as well as he used to play, and that is a result of the injury, quite frankly. But I think Brendel is a bigger question mark, and I'm worried about the deal meal that we have at right guard just right now, because every other drive we're getting a new right guard in there. And I know people are going to start citing like PFF, like rush statistics and whatnot. But we really don't know how good or how well those line adjustments are going. Something about that Dolphins game, which was a little bit troubling, was the fact that the Dolphins were able to rush the passer as effectively as they were against us. And a lot of that I think had to do with the fact that the 49ers coaching staff all went to Miami. And so I think a lot of like the defensive line movement and the way that they were sort of coming after the 49ers in the way when the Niners were sliding the other way in protection was because the Dolphins coaching staff was like, here's what the Niners do this, and they got a whole lot of free runs at the quarterback. And then, of course, Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt. But luckily for us, Brock Purdy came in there and was very cool under pressure, was really good at finding those checkdowns and played very instinctively, finding George Kittle. He held on to the ball a little too long a couple of times, but at the end of the day, you can't argue with the results and how the 49ers defense stepped up, caused turnovers, sacked the quarterback, and the 49ers offense did enough to win. So, it was an interesting game to watch from that front. And, I don't think McGlinchey is the worst offensive lineman that we have. Do I think we need a better right tackle? I would love to see a better right tackle, but I'd rather see a better center first than get rid of McGlinchey. And
which is way more important, actually. But yeah.
And you can find center in third round, fourth round, fifth round, quite frankly. But also, this is next year's issue. This is the offensive line that we're going to have going forward. So it doesn't really do us very much good to beat a dead horse. I know it makes people feel better to turn McGlinchey into a whipping boy, but he's not the problem with the offensive line. That is my opinion. And I am worried. About how Brendel looks in his second game with Brock Purdy overall. Although they looked okay together in that first game, and so I think we're going to see an improvement in play, at least from a game planning point of view, for Brock Purdy. But I mean, I'm just not a big Jake Brendel fan in general. I don't think very much of him. So I don't know, Ronbo. What do you think about
Tony,
that?
And a lot of what you're talking about also, it just comes right down to continuity, which can't be built. Like you're saying, you got that exchange going on at right guard.
Yeah.
Kyle and company, please make up your mind. Is it going to be Brunskill? Is it going to be, stop with that. It's not working. And you're never going to be able to build any chemistry like that, because an offensive line is like a basketball team.
Yep.
They play together, they move together, they know what each other's doing.
Burford had that ankle sprain like last week, and this was Brunskill's first game playing, basically starting every single snap at right guard. And at the same time, they gave up the sack to Garoppolo. I don't know. I need to watch some more. And this, by the way, is my biggest fear point facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's not Tom Brady. It's Vita Vea. Because we saw in the Super Bowl.
I forgot about him. Oh, my God. I forgot about him.
Yeah, we saw in the Super Bowl the kind of effect that Vita Vea can have, on Patrick Mahomes. And, at that time, Vita Vea was going up against Patrick Mahomes' center, who is definitely better than Jake Brendel. So, but I will say this, though. I was taking a look at the statistics, and it's not like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the greatest rushing defense in the league either. And the Niners have been pretty decent about running the ball, although the Buccaneers over the last 3 games have been doing a much better job of holding teams to under 100 yards. But if you look at their season average, they're bottom half of the league in rush defense. And the 49ers are top half of the league in rush offense, although we need to be passing first to set up that run. And that does...
I mean, not Baker. But you got C-Max. That's what takes all the pressure off that run game. He doesn't necessarily have to be running the ball, but just get him out there as a threat. Defenses have to play him honestly. All right, we're going to play the run. Where's CMC? Yep. Why is he standing out there? What do you think? Oh, what do we do now? And I can't. Sometimes I think the defense is going to call a timeout, but they just let it happen, and the 49ers immediately execute. I love it.
And this is the thing with both Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel able to play the wide back role is we can motion either one of them in and out of the backfield, and no one really knows who's going to get the ball. And quite frankly, I'm not, CMC is not the guy you want running between the tackles given the interior of our offensive line. Yeah. That being said, you can still do run concepts to him. And you can do things like play fake to CMC and then have him run like a little dump off route right away. The same thing as running 4 yards up the middle, but you get him in space a little bit more, and maybe he can break one.
Yes.
Same thing, Debo, starting him in the backfield and motioning him out to slot, and then seeing what he can do just 3-4 yards downfield. Something I haven't been able to find, actually, is how good the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against yak attack. Because you look at the Niners, Brock Purdy, he's smaller in stature than Jimmy Garoppolo, so he can throw over that line, and he can throw at really interesting arm angles. But if the Buccaneers come at us, if Vita Vea comes, down his throat, has to move him off the point of the ball, he has to, go to his hots very, very quickly. And so, and that actually, given Christian McCaffrey and Debo and Kittle, could set up quite nicely if that becomes the feature of the offense, at least in the first quarter, to sort of loosen up that Buccaneers defense. Let those rushers come through and then throw over them really quickly to your yak playmakers, and then try to get that defensive front running after the guys. And then from there, use J.P. Mason to power the ball and tire them out at the end of the game. Here's the thing.
I love it. Yeah, you know what? I bring some of this on Friday, because what you're laying out is a game plan that I'm loving. I really do. And I just think it's we're going to run out of time here in production. You guys are out of time.
Well, thanks for letting me talk, Ronbo. Aloha.
Hey, aloha, Tony. I hope to see you Friday. Let's talk some more about this, because this is game time plan. I love it. All right, fam. Have a great night.
Take care.
Aloha, Tony. Tony's right. Kyle, stop. Some of the things that are common sense. Vita Vea is going to have to be triple teamed. Then what? Vader!
What's going on, Ronbo? How you doing tonight?
Doing all right. I feel a little more optimistic now than I did 2 days ago.
Well, I feel pretty good with Tony's comments here, man. That was really good. Pretty good
There's all
insight.
kind of concepts. They didn't have time for all this planning before they brought Brock in. Now they have time to plan. Brock seems like a pretty sharp guy that can get things done. So, Kyle, give it to him, everything you got. Don't hold back. He can do it. Just let him do it. Because you know how Kyle is. I don't want to go too far. We got to stay a little conservative. He's a
and
kid.
you could tell a little bit on the Dolphins game. He kind of held them back a little bit. Like that little. He had the tight end wide open. I can't remember who he was. He ended up dumping in on George Kittle just to be more. He got the first, what we needed. But, that could have been at least 3 points or at least a touchdown.
But he doesn't even see. I don't even know if him and George ever see each other during the regular part of the week. I'm surprised.
Right.
And I think they sent his guy in. Somebody he plays with. It may have been Croft. Remember that tight end that came in and made that play?
Yeah.
They sent him in there because Brock's
He's
been
got
playing
chemistry
with him all season long. I said, and look how well they did. Put Croft in the game, coach. Don't be stupid.
I wanted, on this little quick phone call here, I wanted to kind of pick your brain on something here, on the Baker Mayfield situation. Now, if we would have picked him up, not used him, dumped him, it would have costed us, 1.3, but we would have got a pick for that, correct? I think that's what the Rams wanted to do, because they're out of picks.
I wonder if that's still case. Is that the league has a diagram? Something so you can't.
He got him off
that.
I hope not. I hope they did. I don't know, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I can see the Rams doing like that. Listen, Vader, the Rams are they represent a criminal element that I think needs investigating, and they never get caught doing anything wrong. Every time they got a team full of blue chip players, and you're gonna tell me they're never over the cap? And people say, no, what they do is they shuttle players in and out, and it balances out. Oh, that's what? I don't think so. Some of the players you shuttle out don't cost as much as the guys you brought in, and they said they're doing mathematically. They said it works out. I still think it needs to be looked into. But go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. But back to Brock Purdy here, man. I was watching an interview with Chris. Was it Hansen, whatever? He made a comment, and it kind of. I thought about it for a little bit, because they were talking about how when Trent Green went down for the Rams, right?
Yeah. And
they brought in Kurt Warner, and look what happened.
Oh, back then. I know.
Right? Remember? Yeah. Could this be something in that category that could happen? Because I looked at his highlight film again through college and stuff. Dude, Yeah, he could play, and if they could kind of spread the wide receivers out, and he was just dropping dimes in the corner.
And he's fearless, you know.
Yeah, and
So
he's
when that
fearless.
ball
But again,
snapped, he's Action Jackson, you know. So yeah, or
absolutely.
Action
But then
Bronson.
again, it comes up to the right tackle also, because if you actually go back to the game, you could see where it's just breaking down, and he's got to run out of the pocket, which is he does very well running on his feet and flinging the ball.
Except he's got to know where he's going. That running into the dolphin was kind of
Right.
funny.
Right,
Spin,
yeah.
boom,
Yeah, you
welcome,
get-
bam.
Well,
Oh,
oh no, yeah, he probably needed to hit a little bit, but
he likes it.
yeah,
He said after he got that
he
hit,
likes
he's ready to
it.
play. Yeah. A
He's
lot of
ready to
guys
play.
like
Yeah,
that.
kind of. Yeah, a lot of guys are like that. They wake up and say, "Okay, now I know where I'm at. Let's get some stuff done." But hopefully, comparing them to Mullins. Come on, guys, please. Come on, let's give this Mullins.
Oh, yeah,
We don't need to be comparing him to anybody that's not here. Let's give the kid a chance. Let's see what he can do. And again, I mean, if you've been riding with the Niners since the beginning, we know when it's our quarterback issue, and we know when it's the coach's issue.
Mhm.
So hey man, let's hang with him, and I think he's gonna do great. And we're actually gonna see a lot more passes than running the ball all the time. And if we do run the ball, please put in Mason, for the love of God.
Hey,
Please, somebody
Kyle
talk to Kyle. My goodness.
And the yards speak for themselves, Vader. Kyle cannot ignore that. He cannot. And you know what? Throwing the ball 37 times, Kyle is changing before our very eyes. He
Yes,
let
sir.
Brock throw the ball 37 times. That's got to be a
Yeah.
new record for Kyle.
Exactly.
good
And,
thing
you
he
know,
did
we
it.
both know we're a run first offense. But we'll see what it looks like on the game. But that's all I had today, Ronbo. I'm trying to keep it short because jumped in here a little late, brother, and try to get everybody in. But
Hey,
let me go ahead and
appreciate
let you
Vader.
go the way I go, brother.
All right, fam.
Let it go on Ready Go. Radio Ronbo Sports. And, shout out Big Show. Shout out TNT also, and the rest of the Niner Empire. And hey, come on, guys. You got to hit that like. Got to hit that like.
And
Subscribe.
actually, Big Show left a message for you, too. Faster than my eggs. Shout out to my brother Vader.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I just hope us not picking up Baker, we're eating crow again like we did on Warner, brother, but we'll see.
You're going to feel better about that soon, I promise. All right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you got to take it easy, Rob.
Talk to you shortly, fam. All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Vader. Now we got to get a healthy dose of Vader this year. I love it. Big Show does say I have a lot of confidence in Brock. I just worry about our old line keeping him upright. I didn't know if you notice, dude could scramble faster than my eggs. Shout out to my brother Vader. Tony just brought up a point that I'm not sure if all of us even realize, that a lot of Kyle's crew is over with Mike McDaniel, including Mike McDaniel, which is even more scary. They knew they had the antidote for some of what the 49ers like to do, formation-wise, all the movements they were doing. They pretty much actually knew. That's why they were in the backfield within split seconds as soon as we snapped the ball. They worked on it all week, which is why Mike McDaniel had to be contained during that game when he didn't get a call he thought he should have had, because they had it all worked out how they were going to beat us. Chill, Phil, get in here, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil.
No, Miami was blitzing 70% of the time on
At
defense.
least.
They were
I
blitzing.
mean, if not more. My God.
And I tell you what, Tampa Bay is going to do much of the same.
Yep.
We're going to have to figure out those blitz packages and lock them up. If we can catch them in a blitz and block it, it's a scoring play. So
Phil, he
I'm
caught
not
him.
too worried
The
about it.
kid's
Kyle's
not.
going to have an answer
The moments,
for it.
those moments aren't too big for him. He caught him doing that, and he made him pay. I love it.
I think people need to realize this kid has got 50 starts in college under his belt. And Iowa State doesn't play slouch teams. They play like TCU, they play Texas, they play Iowa.
Oh, that's power.
They play,
What? Yeah,
that's
they're
the Big
not.
12.
Yeah.
They play Oklahoma. I mean, yeah, they're not a big. North Dakota State is nothing compared to Iowa State as far as the competition goes. So, I mean, this kid started as a freshman and started all 4 years at Iowa State. So
It tells you something about him
he's
right
got
there.
a lot of football under his belt.
Yeah.
I think he knows how to handle the situation. He's played it with in stadiums of 100,000 people or more,
Doesn't bother him.
and I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine. The offensive line needs to figure out the blitz. Once they do that, we're going to be deadly. And on the other side, though, against the Saints, Tristan Wirfs went down. He's listed now as out. So both of the tackles for Tampa Bay are out, just like for Miami.
Oh,
So
Tom.
rack up another 3 sacks for Nick Bosa.
But Kyle's got to
So-
walk by him and say, the linebackers outplayed you guys today. I'm a little disappointed, but I expect different. What did you say to me, Coach? Nick Bosa. Are you talking shit again? Nick is a very frightening man, Phil.
I think we can get to Brady. And now Brady has, he gets rid of the ball quick because he reads defenses fairly fast. But
Yeah.
with our linebackers and our linebacker speed, I think it's going to cause Brady some problems. And I think we win this game, honestly. So.
Well, with what you just told me, I feel pretty good about that,
one
too.
game at a time for Brock, and he gets, better each game. And, I think Jimmy's going to, since the verdict now is no ligament damage and he doesn't need surgery, that now it's just a straight bone heal. And the average, heal for a guy 31 years old is about 6 weeks for a full heal of the bone.
Mm.
And that's without any treatment. Nowadays, they've got like calcium treatments and things
Yeah,
like
they got
that.
ways they can
speed
accelerate
up.
that whole thing. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So he may be back in 5 weeks.
Oh.
And so that would put him the week before the playoffs start. So,
Ideal. And get him because he needs a little time to get back into the swing of things. Don't want to put him out there rusty and cold.
yeah, exactly. You want to get a little bit of the rust off, but it's not an arm injury. It's not a shoulder injury.
That's what I was thinking. It's not an ankle
nothing that-
injury either.
And
That's
he never could run anyway. So
that's not his game. Jimmy's game's read and get rid of the damn rock now. And
so I think, and the reason that they're not going to bring back Trey Lance, everybody says, "Oh, bring back Trey now." You have to use a IR pullback number. They only have 2 left, and so would you rather have Jimmy and Elijah Mitchell come back, or just Trey? And that's what you're saying, because Jimmy's not going to go on the IR. They can protect him on the 53 and have him an injured scratch, and and then they don't use him.
You're not going to change the offense all up now. This is Jimmy and Brock thrive in this offense, so you got to keep.
Yeah.
Because everybody on that offense is already used to that, and they're getting good at it. So you got to stay with it.
Yeah, and the best thing is just let Brock go until Jimmy's healthy, and then you bring Jimmy on the team, and you decide at that point in time whether you want to start Jimmy or start Brock.
Or stay with Brock, exactly.
So, that's fine, and we want to use those 2 IR pullbacks on hopefully Kinlaw and Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell he might be back. Is that right? Because what did he do? His knee,
No,
the
he's
same
going
as
to
he
be
had the
back.
first
It
injury.
was like 6 weeks at the time he got injured,
It's already been 2.
and he'll be back at that point in time, but he'll have fresh legs going into the playoffs.
Oh, God. Him and
And
Jordan
then
Mason
Kinlaw.
together as my running backs. I got Christian McCaffrey out there doing things. I'm telling you right now, people like to say, well, 49ers don't have an offense. Oh, wait, bullshit. If those guys get going, they could tear a team apart. I like the way they go about beating people up. It's like I said, this league is not
Mason's
allowing
good, too.
40, 50 points
I
a
think
week
we
by
should
anybody.
give him the rock a lot more.
Oh, God, yes.
Every time he runs with authority up the middle, and he's a bigger back, and he can pound people. So
223.
Yeah.
But Phil, we gotta go.
But anyway,
I look forward to hearing from you Friday, and let's see what we're thinking then. Okay.
all right, Ronbo.
Appreciate your family.
Take care.
You too, fam.
All right.
Night,
Bye.
Phil. Here he comes. It's time for Fly Guy, Fly Guy. This is very, Fly Guy.
Yeah.
Fly Guy, get in here, man.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, I say, you know, the subject matter tonight. We're wondering if Brock Purdy was fooling us. Was that real? Can he remain calm under the kind of heat he was under? And you know something, Flag, I hadn't thought about? Tony from Hawaii called in and mentioned, you know, we got most of Kyle's ex-crew is all over in Miami. They knew exactly what we were going to do, how we were going to go about doing it, and everything else. I didn't even think about that. Because I said, these guys, man, Miami's they may not be big and brutal, but by God, they're quick. Hell, they knew which page to be on. Whenever the 49ers turned the page, they turned the page with us and came in there and just disrupted everything. I said, damn. And we still were kicking their ass. So you know what? Flag, let me stop. Brock Purdy, give me some.
This week, this is the first week I'm going to predict that 49ers is going to blow out Tampa Bay. This is the first week.
Not just beat them, but blow them out? I like that.
Yeah, first week I have confidence to say
That means we're losing, Ronbo. Because every time we predict a loss, we win. So not we're losing.
Don't be bad. Go ahead, Flag.
Yeah, I have confidence. This is the first week I'm like talking with confidence. It's not because Jimmy is not there. It's because Tampa Bay cannot score. They can't score nothing, and we got the best defense.
See, that makes sense to me. I agree.
Yeah.
Why are they going to all of a sudden start scoring points against us? And we don't let nobody else score.
They can't score for nothing. All their games is 13, 15, 17, barely like last quarter winning type of game. And our defense is playing lights out. So we probably give them, 7 points or 10? But Brock will throw more than 3 touchdowns in that game. Because I have confidence in Brock.
He's going to have to throw.
And
we're not going to be able to run a lot. Well, you know what? Let's see if we can't run because, you know, we'll see. Go ahead.
You were talking about the offensive line online. Talking about we need better offensive linemen.
I'm worried about Mike McGlinchey, and I don't like Jake Brindle. This is my problem. If I can get me a center and right tackle, I'd be the happiest man in the Niner Empire, boy. This is probably about other people. I got the same feeling, though. But yeah.
But what you're doing, you're looking at the effect, not the cause. You gotta look at the cause. What caused that? When the defense show you that they're gonna blitz, the quarterback should be able to change the play and kind of sneak a tight end like right underneath them.
You're going back to Kyle. You're going to Kyle Shanahan, aren't you? Go ahead.
Yeah. So you can't bend the offensive line. How can you ask a 5-man team to block 6 guys blitzing? Come on, bro.
And also, we should be prepared for that. And if Kyle comes in looking like they didn't expect a blitz this week, he really would need a belt whooping. Because the fact of the matter is, we saw what Miami did. That they laid out the blueprint. They failed because Tua was having an awful day because of our defense. But you know it's coming, Kyle. Prepare young Brock.
The difference between Kyle, between Kyle and Mike McDaniel, Kyle is a bully. Like the defense can show Kyle 8 men in the box and say, "You better not run it," and he still run it. So be like, yeah, I'm
well,
gonna
not all
run
the
it.
time. He's actually come on. I got to defend him on this time. He's gotten better on that this year. Kyle is not trying to run people to death. He's slowed down on that. If you look at the amount of carries each and every last 3 weeks, it has gone way down from last year. He's throwing the rock.
And McDaniel, he wanna be smart with the defense. Like, you show me 8 man, then I'm gonna just make it easy on myself. We just air it out. We just throw it to the wall.
You saw what they did, no Fly Guy. They had. I even thought I looked up and said I thought I saw Mike McDaniel standing on that defensive line before a snap too. They tried that and they got hurt doing that.
But listen, if we really want to be honest, we know we love our team, but if we really want to be honest, Dolphins was in the game to the final minutes, and there was a lot of pass drop, a lot of missed passes by the quarterback.
And there was a lot
It
of
could have
bad
been a whole
passes too,
different
though,
song.
fam. Yeah,
They did
Tua
miss a
was-
lot of open receivers,
he was strong.
drop
He was,
passes.
but he was shook.
A lot of third down was overthrown. Over. It could have been a whole different game. So we can't say
Like,
we just beat them
if
like
you
this
got-
to the point
if you
where they
got
did nothing
sacked,
at all.
But if you got sacked as many times as Tua, wouldn't you be a little nervous on them snaps? Tua was like, well, here they come. He had to get rid of the ball. See, that's what you call pressure and the cause and effect, as you talked about before. That's the effect. you know, Tua was under siege. I mean, Nick's out there just flexing on him because Kyle pissed him off, and everybody and Eric Armstead was taking 2 and 3 dudes back there. I'm telling you, it's due to what the 49ers did to him.
I give Dolphin some props that Sunday because when they back was against the wall, they came back 1-2 plays and scored like 1-2.
They had their moment.
Yeah, I give them a lot of props for that. So they have potential. We can't just say we just beat them like that, like boom, boom, boom. They were so easy. No,
But they fell
Is that
apart
at the
the end. You're right, though. It was a close game
yeah,
until the end.
everybody was in the game.
But
So-
Falaga, you know what you can be happy about, though? Remember, we used to be one of the best road teams I've ever seen. We're playing good football at home. We could still play on the road because 49ers, I think they'd rather play on the road anywhere. But if we could play at home like we're doing now, oh, yeah. We'll be all right.
What do we do? What do we do if Brock Purdy win, like, let's say 4 out of 5? And should we bench him if Jimmy G healthy for the playoff?
And you know how much I love me some Jimmy. I've even got a question about that. If Brock Purdy's got that machine rolling and looking hot, I think Jimmy will tell Kyle, I think you ought to leave this alone. Maybe next year if you guys if we're considered bringing me back, we'll have a round robin at the end. But right now, this is Brock's team, and I'm going to support him my damn self. If I'm Jimmy, that's what I tell him, man.
Yeah.
Don't take Brock out. I do not.
Yeah, I'm for that too. It's like I don't see why would you want to take a quarterback out.
You want to do the experience, and the playoffs is a different beast.
Yeah.
But at the same
Every
time,
day.
I like let's see what we see next.
Every
If he
day
beats
a
Tampa
star
Bay,
is born. Remember that. Every day a star is born. You never know when a star is born.
Barbara Streisand.
Every day.
Rose into the April sky. Don't get me started.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we gotta go. Let me see you play on Friday. All right.
Yeah.
Night. Jimmy G 49 says, Ronbo, all I keep telling myself is, you ever heard of Jeff Hostetler? Yeah, I saw him play. I remember him as if it was yesterday. Unfortunately, Hostetler and Roger Craig killed the line at 3-peat. Football is a very strange game. You know, there's those epic moments that'll go down in history. You know, it's just Jimmy G. Thanks for the contribution, Phil. And Howard, oh Howard. Howard. So we're sitting there trying to make ourselves feel better, thinking that we're going to be okay, and realizing, of course, that and Tony made me feel even better, telling me about the fact that all of that crew went over there from Miami, went to Miami. Hell, they're the ones who orchestrated and designed what Kyle was doing. I never think about that. I said, man, how come we can't block him at all? I need an offensive line. I started blaming the offensive line. The offensive line was in trouble from jump. Hell, no matter what they did, Miami already knew what we were going to do before the ball was even snapped. I didn't even think about that. They still got a whooping, but that game, life was more miserable than it had to be. Damn. But, Howard, let me hush. Give me some of what Howard's thinking tonight. I get all excited.
Well, I wouldn't be too worried about the offensive line because the more they see this, the more they'll get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Calling out these protections and things of that nature.
And the Dolphins cheated him, like I just mentioned. I mean, that wasn't right. They knew everything he was going to do before we did it.
I mean, to be fair, defensive coordinator, he knows Jimmy Garoppolo because he was with the Patriots, so he knows that offense.
Mm-hmm. And we don't know Tua, and we don't know everything Mike McDaniel did with that team. So advantage Miami. Huh.
Yeah. So there's a lot they knew, and I mean, Dennis Allen from the Saints game, you know, he's a blitz happy guy anyway. So he was always like that. He's always shows zero coverage and all that. He does that all the time.
Kamikaze
no
offense, which gets his butt killed. That's why, but they're still tough.
Yeah, they are. But so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, Tampa's front is going to be a task, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Vita, if nothing else but Vita, who I wanted instead of Mike McGlinchey that year.
The McMuffin better be on his game today. He better be on his game, McMuffin. Okay, don't be a muffin. Gotta be steel, buddy.
Howard, you're asking too much. They're gonna kill him. Anyway, hopefully. They go throw him on the sideline, make him look like a crash dummy. Just throw him over there, and because they just got to. God, come on, Mike.
But, yeah, that Phillips kid, that Phillips dude, he just laid him out with an elbow, floppy. Ooh, fell back out. I was like, oh God, what a punk, man! He's off to this baby food, man.
But Tony pointed out, we got to remember he's coming off an injury. I mean, we can't give excuse, but he is coming off an injury. He'll probably look better next year. And Howard, he will be in a 49er uniform next year. We've got number 3. We're in the 3rd round. There is no point in bringing somebody in that's worth as Mike McGlinchey in the 3rd round to play right tackle.
I guess so, yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, man. Like, as much as he's been a punching bag for defensive players over the last few weeks, you know what I'm saying? You find a way. So.
Yeah. Oh, but one thing, Howard, we haven't seen him get laid out by a guy that's no bigger than Diamador Lenore like we did last year. So I'm grateful for that.
Oh, Lord. Oh, thank God. For his sake, yeah. For his sake.
Mike, get up. Before the camp, oh my God, Mike! How much does that guy weigh? $190? Oh, and he just floored you! Oh, embarrassing! So maybe not this year. He hadn't done that this year.
Yeah, man. I like what's gonna happen, man. Like we be all right, yo. Brock Purdy gonna be all right, man. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier in the off season, when I predicted what Trey Lance was going to be starting, I said I felt like he could have a long playoff run, even with Trey's inexperience. And I said the defense would help carry the way.
It's going to be one. And, all the weapons that both him or Trey would have had, they've been multiplied. With the addition of Christian McCaffrey, now your team has got a lot of dimension and texture as far as that offense goes.
Yeah.
I don't think they've even hit their peak, nowhere near it. When that offense gets all together, look the hell out. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, there's nowhere to turn.
Agree. We'll see. I mean, it's up to them, man. They just gotta be focused and they gotta want it. That's it.
They got to get that rhythm, they got to get that timing, and they got to realize who they are and how they can annihilate a defense if they ever get all the way in sync. Ooh.
And this is a great opportunity for this team to finally kill the stigma that we can't win without Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's a good point.
You know it, bro.
That's a good point.
You know it. Kyle wants this. Kyle's going to want this, bro. He
always
wants to win the next 5 games. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's always going to attach that Jimmy Garoppolo name to his freaking record for the rest of his career if he doesn't win. So
that's been the case. It is what it is.
This will help the team. If the team wins without him, yo, that stigma is gone.
And,
You know what I'm saying?
and everybody's hoping so.
Even though it's blown out of proportion, it's a lot of context left out of that record. But
and also,
and
when you say leaving a lot of context out, Howard, a lot of people give no credit for that leadership quality. That doesn't get any points with most people, but that is probably over 60% of why they win. But Howard, listen, we got to go though, fam. I'll tell you what, let me see you Friday because we're already over time. It's always fun talking to you. I'll see you Friday. Howard, bring that score and explanation with you, okay?
Yes, sir. All right, big dog.
Oof. Night, Howard. Tony says, shout out, Ronbo, shout out production. I think Bosa will get a bunch of sacks, and the Niners will run away with this game. It's just like Fly Guy said, man. Why would we all of a sudden can't play no defense just because it's Tom Brady, and they haven't been scoring any points on any defense all year? I'm still going to be in fear, but Tony's right. Fly Guy's right. I'm still going to be worried about it. They're right. Why? Sir Payne says Nick Bosa is not practicing due to hamstring. Nick's very strange. He didn't look like his hamstring was hurting him Sunday, so I guess it just went out on him. He didn't feel like working out. Oh, Coach, I think my hamstring's starting to ache a little bit. We'll take a day off, Nick. Well, thanks, Coach. Comes back Sunday and damn near kills everybody. Hey, Manny.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Manny, intense. As we get toward the end of the week, of course, I start to get a little bit crazy. I sleep standing up like a horse between now and Sunday. With my phone in front of me with notifications to see what's going on. I don't eat my meals; I drink them, and this is a very stressful time for 49er fans. And Manny, did you hear what Howard just said, which is really interesting? We've had a lot of great points brought up tonight, along with the Miami offensive crew being over in Miami, which is why they knew what we were going to do and why the reaction to our offense was quick. And also, if we can win, and that actually is what took place yesterday, if we can win without Jimmy G, that stigma will be lifted. I don't know if it'll be completely erased, but it will be lifted to a degree where we can finally say, okay, Kyle, you can win now. You don't have to have Jimmy hold your hand every week. Well, I can't wait. I hope this kid wins so badly anyway, for the sake of the 49ers, which is first and foremost, and it should be first and foremost in everybody's mind. There I go again. Manny, your observations. God, Say hi to little Manny.
What did I tell you last week? I told you last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was all stressed out. Oh, the defense, their offense. But can their defense stop our offense, even with our third string quarterback?
And knowing everything we're doing?
Was no. I mean, Brock Purdy can run this offense. The way I see him, he reminds me of a little bit of Trey and a little bit of Jimmy. And he's got a little bit of both, enough to be able to move out of the pocket, extend the play, but still look downfield before it takes off running.
And that release is quick. That's a quick release.
Yes.
I didn't even know nobody ever talked about that. We saw it.
The boy can play. And man, when I seen him go in, and I was like, oh shit, we're good.
Oh, you felt you knew it?
He can run that offense.
That's why I need to watch more college football. I didn't know anything about him. Mr. Relevant? Who is this?
And this, another point is, we're playing Tom Brady. No, we're playing the Bucks.
Yes.
Can they stop us? Because our defense is going to do their thing, regardless, no matter what.
Yes, that's right.
Our defense is going to put it down. Is going to carry us. Is going to hold it. I mean,
that's right.
They're I don't see them just stopping our offense like that. Just bullying us around. I don't see that.
And Miami couldn't get away. You know what it is, Manny? It's the name Tom Brady. That's all it takes, 1% fear. Tom Brady. And now everybody's, oh my God. And here we go, right?
We don't have the weapons we used to have.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, how many points are they averaging a game?
16, 17.
Not a whole lot.
I know, right?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't even think they're above 20 points.
That's what we're giving up on average on our defense. It's between 10 and 17 points. So all we got to do is score more than that, and we're fine. And we have the offensive weapons to do it. You know,
Manny, who did they just
And
play
just
Monday
say-
night?
the Saints.
And the Saints gave them pure hell. They had 3 points most of the night.
Yeah.
But
You
Manny,
know, and it's,
I'm feeling better already. I may even lay down and sleep tonight.
Yeah, and to talk a little bit more about the Miami game, they might have known
ahead.
what was coming, but they still couldn't stop it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
they knew what was coming. Stop me if you can.
Yeah.
And the whole NFL knows what's coming. Stop it. It's not gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. So you could just, light your joint, smoke your tea.
Yeah.
Drink your tea.
Yeah. Put
you
your
know,
feet
and
up.
just relax.
Yeah.
Ronbo,
Yeah.
you know.
Give me a pizza.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was off by 3 points on the final score. I think I said 37-17.
I know, because the 49ers, boy, they erupted. I mean, when Dre picked up big play, Dre scooped and ran in the end zone. I said, we beat him, and now we're just humiliating him. I did not expect all this. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And you know what, though? Somebody needs to make a shirt for Juwan Jennings and say third down Jennings.
Yeah.
Mr. Third Down. Jeez, that guy is clutch on third downs, ain't
I mean, he you know what? He doesn't get enough credit for his route running. How is he always
No, he
open
don't.
like that?
Because they're too focused on Debo, Ayuk, McCaffrey, Kittle.
But he's
So,
still got
hey,
a
here comes the
professional
guy
trying to
from the
guard him.
outside.
That's true. Yeah.
You can't put a linebacker on there. No way.
Obviously, apparently that's the case. If that's what they've been trying to do, but I think you're right. I never notice who's trying to guard him. I just notice whoever it is can't tackle him after he catches the ball. Juwan is just. I mean, it's not a fast process because the troops haven't got there yet. Because it's usually outside around the numbers somewhere, and it dragging this boot. The first down marker is about a foot away. He just he gets the first down at the moment. Oh my God, Juwan, he's on drugs. Stop him before he gets tested.
Right?
Oh God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just sit at ease and just, we all got to chill out. And we're not playing nobody important. It's just Tampa Bay. We're not overlooking this team, but, we're going to handle our business and move out. And if we get playoffs, let Brock let things finish what he started.
I tell you what, Manny, just don't get me in a minute and 30 left. The 49ers are leading by 3 or 4 or 7 because they'll go ahead and get the extra point with Tom Brady coming back on the field with that look on his face. And that look on his face is the same thing as in Top Gun Maverick. That's the only look I've got.
Not against this defense, Ronbo.
Oh,
Not
I know,
against
right?
us. There's no way.
Yes.
Yeah, no way. We got no. Mm-mm. He can have all the looks he want, man. He can have Belichick on the sideline. It ain't gonna work.
Eyes may shine, teeth may grit. That touchdown, you'll never get, Tom. Whew, man.
Yeah.
Manny,
We're gonna give him a welcome home.
I know it too. Well, I tell you, he's probably already here. Well, Manny, I'll tell you what, I feel better having had this conversation. I'll see you Friday, okay? And bring a score and explain.
Okay, definitely. Let me send me out with that stuff, Ronbo.
Oh yeah. Better. We got this. See you
Ready to
Friday.
go till we dead and cold, baby.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night.
You too, fam. I do contend to worry about things. It's not like the Tampa Bay Bucks have been scoring huge amounts of points every week from any defense. Why all of a sudden are they going to bust out on us? I have noticed, so they are getting better each week. This is what I'm thinking of. Have they been laying low? Here's the man to ask this question, because Shabazz does not care what your name is. He already knows what's going to happen. I'm going to start telling his name to not only the great Bazzini, but Nostradamus, the second coming up. Shabazz!
Ronbo, what's going on, baby?
Shabazz, I'm in here tripping. So I'm glad I have these conversations with y'all so I can stop crying and whining and getting up and pacing the floor in the middle of the night. Hey, man, I don't want to lose this game. Man, come on, man. I don't care if it is Tom Brady. We deserve to win this game. They ain't did nothing all year. Why they go bust out all of a sudden on us? You know, I'll be having them conversations with myself.
No.
I can't get alone with my own imagination.
He can't, man. Like this defense, that's why he asked Nick to take it easy on him. He texted to the NFL. He was like, "Go easy on me." He tweeted. He asked Nick to go easy on him already. But Drake Jackson ain't gonna go easy on him.
Wait.
Armstead ain't gonna go easy on him.
Did Tom?
Kinlaw ain't gonna go easy on him. Chris Warner ain't gonna go easy on him. No. You know, don't nobody care about Thomas Patrick. He gonna be okay. And right now, Ronbo, just like everybody that's called in, we might be witnessing something great. And I've had this game scheduled, circled all year.
You and me both.
I'm flying out Saturday. I'm flying out. I will be live and attended. I will witness Brock Purdy's first start, and I might be watching history in the making. This may be the passing of the mantle.
Ooh.
This may be somebody that's drafted later than Brady to become GOAT status. We don't know.
That conversation
just don't know.
Yes, indeed.
We don't know. I mean, this kid, like I said, I like how he moved. Everybody liked how he moved. Everybody liked him in the preseason. We all wanted him ahead of the other boy, Sutfield. None of us wanted Sutfield. We was like, please don't cut Brock Purdy. Please don't cut Brock Purdy. And if this boy go on a 5-6 game win streak, get a 4-game win streak, and if he come home here to Arizona and do it in Arizona, look at the money we save. Look, he has to start. He has to start. You know, we got half our fan base love Jimmy, the other half love Trey. Now we all got to shut our fat mouths. All of us.
And here's Shabazz, you mentioned that he's the only guy that hasn't split the crowd. Nobody hates Brock Purdy.
Nope.
There's nothing to hate him
Nobody.
for.
Nobody.
He's got to support everybody.
Hey, Ronbo, I think he was 98% all in. All of us wanted him. We was like, look, get rid of Sudfeld and keep Brock.
And was worried about it. I was worried about it. Shabazz, I'm like, don't keep Sudfeld, coach. What is it?
I remember, hey, Ronbo, I remember because we all love this play. And we always saying, hey, let the kid play.
Mm-hmm.
Let him play. And I just think Kyle is going to call to roll out some play actions for him. I mean, the guys are saying he's commanding in the huddle. He's coming in there taking charge. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback.
Listen to Trent Williams talk about it. It's actually scary. I love it.
if we should, I believe we should beat Tampa. If we handle Tampa, and Tom hits him on his chest, and Tom whispered to him, kid, don't never let it go. That might be the power taken from Tom. Tom might take the power that he took from Joe when he was sitting in the stands at the catch. Get that power back to the kid. Get that mojo to the kid, and that kid win a Super Bowl at Ronbo, and we don't know what our future going to be.
If I'm going to get that caption, and I'm going to blow it up. Everybody talk about what I should put up as a fathead. I tell you what, that would be in the running. Brady. I mean, it would be an epic scene. Brady comes over and says to the kid, keep going, kid. It's your league now.
Don't let it go, right? I mean, Ronbo, think about this. Brady is 6-0 against first-time quarterbacks. This would be his first loss.
Ooh,
there's first-time quarterback.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And check this out. Brady was a 5th or 6th rounder. He was a 5th or 6th rounder. He wasn't a 4th. He was a 5th or 6th. I can't remember.
Yeah, you're right.
And,
it wasn't
it was
4th.
6 quarterbacks. It was 6 quarterbacks picked before Brady. They were called the Brady 6, right? Hey, Brock is a 7th rounder, last pick in the draft. Ronbo, look at this story. Disney can't write a story better than this.
I tell you.
Disney can't write a script better than this, Ronbo.
I bet you they're already working on it.
They can't write a script better than this.
If it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, man, Ronbo, I mean, because, hey, we all would be happy. And all of the Jimmy and Trey, the Jimmy sexuals and the Trey sexuals, we just have to shut our mouths. We have to support Brock. And if Brock do it for us, hey, number 13 jerseys for everybody, Ronbo. Let me know your size. I'm mailing it out.
All right. I tell you, I will be delighted. God, yes.
Oh man, yeah.
Push
Hey, anything is possible. And his defense, he has all the tools for success. That's what's scary. We talk about the Jeff Hostetler's. We talk about, I heard someone mention that, Trent Dilfers, because we got a great defense. But you know the difference between all those teams and this team here?
What?
None of them had the offensive weapons we have. None of them.
You know,
None of those teams.
You left out the other guy, Nick Foles. Now they all go
Nick
down
Foles,
in
yep.
the same list. Fam, we're going to go. I tell you what, hey, Boz, we'll see you Friday. Don't give us any score right now because it's always more exciting on that particular time. All right? You've already told us they're going to win. But I'd love to hear your numbers on this and spread coverage and all that type of thing. Because we're favored by 3. You already know that. Or 4.
As always, Friday, I will have my upset of the week for y'all. Okay? I will give y'all the scores. And the Great Barzini attack for you Friday. Bang, bang. Not a game.
Looking forward to that, fam. Have a good night. The Great Barzini.
All right, Ronbo.
And Harry Chickens, likewise. Okay? See, those kind of stupid statements are easy to jump on, you know? I'm sure you're delighted about the other your support, right? Hey, Jalen.
Hey, Ronbo. Man, what's up, Ronbo?
Jalen, man.
What's up,
Sitting there
Ronbo?
tripping like we do in the middle of the week, you know, after Kyle comes out and makes his press conference. And, hey, Jalen, did you catch that press conference?
Let me just stop you right quick, Ronbo. Damn, when you thought the year couldn't get no better, Rams ass can't tank because they ain't got no pick. Them bums went and did the most desperate move of the season and signed Baker bust Mayfield.
Hey.
Rudy, what the fuck is that gonna do for y'all? The season's over, brother.
Jalen, did you hear what somebody said about that, though? Somebody came in tonight and says, okay, they went and got Mayfield. They unloaded him at the end of the season in an attempt to get a third-round pick. That cannot be legal.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I mean, first of all, if that's really all they wanted to do for a third-round pick, Ronbo, they got to be desperate.
They are desperate.
They desperate. They are desperate.
Well, you know they are.
Man, you know how the
They're
Rams
heading
is.
for the Twilight Zone. Jalen, they're going to be so far in the basement in a minute, we'd have to kick a flashlight to look down at like a well trying to find them. They're in deep trouble. Their offensive line's in trouble, and they can talk about their draft picks all they want to. They ain't got no high-round draft picks. I mean, come on, man. The Rams are trying.
Ronbo lost.
How many more passes for what's his name anyway?
Stafford?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Stafford, that elbow. I mean, we were saying at the beginning of the season, that elbow wasn't going to hold up all year.
And it didn't.
It didn't. I mean, hey, Stafford, people forget Stafford came from Detroit. I'm not talking about his talent. That dude took us some ass kickings over there in Detroit. Yeah, so his body beat up.
Oh, man. So
yeah, man, but Ronbo, you know, we is this a 12 o'clock or afternoon game coming up?
Hey, you know what? I don't know why wouldn't they? No, they make no respect. It's an afternooner, as I remember.
Wow, another one. Wow, I don't
why you
understand
don't want to
why
flex?
none of our games got flex.
Somebody else got flexed for next Sunday night, and I said, "What?" And that was before Jimmy went down.
Yeah,
so
if Jimmy wouldn't have went down,
it was
Brady,
Jimmy versus Brady.
Man.
Oh man,
we needed to see that. You think Ronbo? You think Brady? You know the rumor about Brady is if he don't got respect for you after the game, he ain't gonna shake your hand. He just gonna walk off the field. You think he would have shook Jimmy's hand?
No, you're right, and you're right. He's famous for that. Brady gets mad and goes to the locker room without going across the field.
You don't think he would have shook Jimmy's hand?
Maybe
man.
just because they know each other. Maybe
know each other. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, damn. I don't know, but they did say
Jalen,
that Tom
remember, this
wanted
is
him
the
out
same
of there.
guy that tried to get into his facility when he was back in Boston, and the door was locked, and they wouldn't let Jimmy in. So I don't know.
Sorry, Jim. We sent you out of here for a second-round pick. I hope you like Cali. The weather's nice.
And Tom is the one who arranged that. He went and told his daddy, Bob Kraft, to listen. It's either me or him or me. And Bill's talking about me. So I'm just letting you know what's going on in case you didn't know. Well, don't worry, it's not going to happen. and Jimmy's out of here.
I think Bill knew Tom wasn't gonna be there much longer. I think Bill knew Tom wasn't gonna be there much longer. Yeah. And now he's stuck with Mac Jones. Which I don't think he's bad. I don't think Mac Jones is bad. It's just Bill, he don't have an offensive coordinator right now.
Right, I was getting ready to say.
I'm not trying to talk about the Patriots
before the season even started. What's his name is not an offensive playmaker. I mean, a caller.
Patricia.
Who? Yeah, Patricia.
Patricia. Yeah, he is in Ronbo.
And who's that other clown?
But
the one that just ruined New York Giants?
Judge? Is it Judge?
Right.
Joe Judge.
Bill, you know better. What are you doing?
Yeah. Hey, Ronbo, also, with the playoffs coming up, do you see any teams that are currently in there now that could get, like, they spot taken? Like, do you see the playoffs changing up as far as teams? Or do you just could probably see it change up? Seeding. No, like teams. Like, do you think the Giants will probably get replaced by the Commanders or the Saints or something like that? You think something like that could happen, or you think the teams are pretty much set?
What position is
the Giants and Commanders? The Giants and Commanders are both 7-5-1. So I mean,
where are they on the pecking order right now?
The Giants. We be playing the Giants. We third, and I think they sixth. So we be playing the Giants.
There's two more spaces behind them.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't worried about nobody, Ronbo. I told you,
not either. But we're just looking.
I don't want to see.
Who's gonna get snapped?
I don't want to see Tom Brady. I don't want to see Tom Brady in the playoffs. I keep saying that. I don't. I hell no. Not even in the NFC Championship. I damn sure don't want to see
somebody
him
else
there.
beat his ass. I know.
I damn sure don't want to see. He needs to run it to the Eagles or the Hawks, and we need to Vikings. The Vikings didn't get better. The Packers got worse. I told you that earlier this season. Yeah, the Vikings are not good. The Packers just got worse. I mean, the Packers went 13-3 the last 3 years. And Ronbo, were they a good team in the end? No, they was some shit. So I'm not worried about the Vikings. Only team I'm worried about is that man TB12. The Eagles. I feel like we can stop their run to make Jalen Hurts actually have to throw the ball. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Can we rely on Jalen Hurts? I don't know. We're going to see.
But the thing is, they hate to stop the run. So, you know, if that's the case, anytime you can't stop the run, we can work them. Jalen, tell you what, Friday, Jalen, let's get back together again. I'll be looking for you. All right?
Hey, let me get a Niners shout-out, Ronbo.
Oh, yeah. Niners! Friday, we're going to talk about the scores, man. Have a great night, fam.
All right.
USMC 49ers says Big Clock Brock has a dog in him. If he beats TB12, it will be the story of the ages. Mr. Relevant versus the GOAT. Similar up and coming story, though. And will Tom Brady come across the field and congratulate if we win this game? Will he come over and shake hands and say something nice? Because, you know, Tom he is like that. Tom has an attitude when he loses. The man don't believe he's supposed to lose. So, you know. Immediately, are you ready for some Latino heat? Latino heat! Latino heat! Emilio!
Hey, what's going on?
Emilio, you was getting ready to get on my boy Fly Guy and say he was the jinx.
I'm starting to believe he's a poser. He ain't a real Niner fan no more.
Yeah.
He just cut that up. You know? At least when I put the team down, that's when they suck. He's putting the team down, that's good. He's backwards. Something wrong. Who does that? I know we all have
young Montana used to. I don't know
stuff,
what happened to him, but the other day he came in here talking like a 49er fan. It was shocking. I think somebody hacked into his account, though. But, you know, you got a lot of people like that, Emilio. We see them in this chat all the time. They come in here talking about the 49ers ain't squat. We're going to lose this game. And they be running through there talking. I try to ignore them. I usually do. But, you know, they're in here. He ain't the only one.
Nah, usually I don't listen to it. I'm like, what's the difference? If you say we suck, we don't. Like I said, when I put the team down, they've actually looked
really
bad.
do.
I'm not going to do when they look good. So, nah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. People talk, just like talking just to hear themselves talk. Just,
Here we are again, as we always do in 49erville. We have another bizarre situation. What do you make of this? Because I haven't talked to you. I didn't talk to you last. You weren't around for the game. What's going on here, and how do you think it's going to end up?
No, we should. You know, with It's basically the same thing. It's just swapping Jimmy out with Brock. He does the same thing. All he has to do is just manage the game. He has to do nothing special. Hand off the ball, make a couple passes when he needs to. And then the defense does the rest. That's how we've been playing. That's who we are. We rely on our defense. So it ain't gonna change. It's not like, Brock Purdy's gonna do more than Jimmy did. He didn't do nothing last year. Basically, the same game plan. It didn't change. The same thing. They were throwing it when they need to, running the ball for the most part. It's the same game plan. It ain't nothing different. It ain't gonna change. So I'll be shocked if Shanahan
that's a good point.
just goes completely run game.
You just have to get it done. Because, Kyle, this is Kyle's offense. He designed it. He structured it. He knows how it's supposed to work and how it's supposed to do. This guy's supposed to do this guy. If everybody does their job. See, with Kyle Shanahan is an 11-man attack. Other offenses are a 4-man attack, a 3-man attack, a 2-man attack, like Aaron Rodgers and Devontae. But Kyle uses the whole floor. So that's why you're right. The quarterback is not going to be out there doing all the heavy lifting. The entire team is going to beat your ass. They're like Bloods and Crips. They beat your ass. All of them jump on you, Which I'm in favor of.
As long as Purdy doesn't make mistakes like Mullins and Beckett, then we should be all right. But if he starts throwing interceptions, that's all right. But like them two did,
that'll hurt
then
you.
we're going to have a problem. But other than that, we should be fine. I don't, like I said, I didn't see too much of a difference of what was asked of what's that?
It's like you said, you just got to do your job as the quarterback in this offensive system.
That's all it is. He just has to manage the team. That's all he's doing. He just manage the offense. Like I said, there's not too much he's going to get asked of. He keeps it simple, doesn't panic. Like I said, he made some clutch throws on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Decision making.
He'll be all right. We'll get to the playoffs, and then, like I said, it just depends what happens in the playoffs. Because there's a whole different stage. But he can win this at least. He can win. He can actually try to win the rest of the games here on out. But he just has to stay calm. That's all, and get ready. Cause like I said, this is moment to shine. So it might benefit him too. We might even, if he even plays out and balls out, we might even get a draft pick for him. Somebody say, I'll take him on my team. So hey. You might be some trade bait.
Brace yourself.
In the round.
If he balls
you
out
never know.
at his price, that boy takes over. He really does.
Exactly.
Kyle doesn't care who you are. If you win, he ain't gonna let you go. Draft, trade? Hell no. Never.
You never know. If something. Hey, let's say so he does ball out. We get it deep in the playoffs with him. Somebody's might offer us a number 1 or number 2 draft pick for him. You never know.
Well, if they go that far, they've already said if you go that far, you give them that something. Well, yeah, you got him then. But is anybody going to do that?
So if the ball looks pretty good in the playoffs, you might be some trade bait. Like, hey, let's give it. Hey, get something for him. You never know. But that's just you're getting ahead. But
speculation.
First, like I said, you just need to take it one game at a time, one play at a time.
Because good quarterbacks don't grow on trees. That's why you got to be careful about getting rid of the wrong person. But we'll see. But look at the 9 o'clock done ticked out. Friday, come on back and bring that score. I know you're going to do W or L, but anyway, you can explain why you think so.
Yeah, all right.
All right, fam.
All right, you have a good night.
You too, Emilio. It was Emilio and little Emilio-ette. Eric, light y'all. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, I when I saw Brock come into the game, I didn't know quite what to expect. I was already devastated because I said, "Damn, Jimmy, you go all this many weeks. We're on a 5-game. We're getting ready to have a 5-game win streak, and now you got to go down." I was so mad, because that offense was going to get better and better and better as the weeks went by, and we're going to peak probably right around the Super Bowl. Because I don't believe at that point, 2 or 3 weeks from now, anybody was going to beat the 49ers, right? Boom. Anyway, we got Brock Purdy, who kind of, he's not. Put it this way, his experience in school makes him look like he knows what he's doing. That shot into that blitz didn't faze him. He didn't run into anything. He didn't throw an INT. He had George Kittle on the damn numbers. That blew my mind. And then he continued to make plays. I said, I'm still mad about Jimmy watching the game, but he's not
mind.
bad.
Yeah, one thing I want to say is, if Garoppolo comes back, then that's good for him. But if he doesn't, thanks for, what he done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that I end up remembering when we picked up Purdy. They asked him a question. What you think you're gonna do here? And one of his answers was that I'm here to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now he has a chance to do that. So imagine, you don't get that kind of opportunities for something like that. And I remember if I was Kyle has an opportunity to be the first coach to ever win a Super Bowl with a rookie. If Purdy does his job and does enough to win the games and doesn't do anything to lose the game, then, he has a good chance of winning games. It just depends on what Kyle does. And I think he's doing a lot of passing plays, because if you see the running games, a lot of the times people are not doing their assignments. It's a lot of different people that are not blocking right. They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
They're getting taken down by the defensive coverage. Bethel.
Yeah.
This has been going on for years. We haven't had any premium receivers. Jimmy came in 2017, we didn't have a receiving team. And every year, people blamed everything on Jimmy. And I'm watching the whole thing and I'm saying, if people really understood the game, they would know Garoppolo is stuck with a bunch of guys that are learning this offense and they're struggling.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders came that year. Remember what happened? And nobody understood yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Kyle likes to get people that he could trust in the system. Because if you do what he says,
you'll be fine.
And you block the right way, you could. I remember there were some of them where if they block and they do their assignment, there was one where I think it was in this game where it was in this game where one of our guys got tripped by another of our guys.
They call that one, didn't they?
And he ended up tackling, McCaffrey. But if he would have blocked his man, McCaffrey would have got more yards and maybe a touchdown. But because they didn't do their assignments, look what happened. But if you do your assignments, you do a lot better. And I was actually watching today or yesterday, Croc had his coach or quarterback coach, and he was training them for the draft. And the mechanics that he did to make him better, it went up like 20% better, all because he helped them out to do
your fundamentals got to be
does.
sound, or you're not going anywhere in the NFL. So that's why, and Brock looks good, and also he's got Debo is polished. Ayuk is looking really good. McCaffrey's just on another level, right? Now he doesn't have any growing pain weapons, and these guys are all George Kittle. He's got nothing but potential Pro Bowlers out there. He's surrounded by. He's good too. This could be very special. He's just got to get used to working with those guys a couple weeks. Yeah. Remember, he hasn't had any workout with these guys. He's been working out with the twos and on the scout team. Let's see what it looks like now. I can't wait.
Yeah. So if he does his job and he doesn't do anything to lose this game, the Niners could go in a magical journey where somebody has no team has done ever in this. And if Kyle could take this moment and could seize this moment, he's going to probably be coach of the year, because look at what he's doing with third string quarterback, and you develop this guy.
And going 3 quarterbacks in one season anyway is already COY material.
And
real quick,
he was Mr. Relevant also.
Right. The last guy
that have never happened. He's the first Mr. Relevant to ever throw a touchdown.
I know, right? We've already said it's already getting started, right?
Yeah.
Bethel, we'll see you Friday, okay? Good stuff. You always bring up those great points of interest. I love it. All right.
Oh, and one funny part for the Ram fans. I told one of my friends as a Ram fan, I go, hey, you guys gonna pick up a new quarterback, Baker Mayfield. So I'm like, how do you know? I'm all like, because you guys are real you guys are real jealous of us that you think he's gonna go to us, so you're gonna pick him up. Later on, they picked him up.
they're so low on the order right now. They would get his choice first anyway. Hey, Bethel, I'll see you Friday, okay? Have a great night.
Hit the like, and let's go Niners.
And Hayden Barry, the TNT Slayer, says the TNT Slayer coming soon, just waiting. TNT is kind of not as consistent, Barry. Hayden, you may as well come on back in. I'm not sure when you may see one. Trez comes in every now and then. Actually, and you remember, Big Show is actually a member, but he's that member outside of the actually, they all battle each other, come to think of it. Elvis! Yo, Ellis?
Yo.
Oh, there he is. Ellis, come on in, Ellis. Yeah, and we're talking about this other situation. You know how we do. As 49er fans, there's always something strange. And the strangeness continues with Brock Purdy. If anybody you bet any money that Brock Purdy's going to finally end up on the field this year, how much money are you going to bet on it? Call a C note. I said, okay. I would have. I didn't see that coming. Here he is. A few weeks to go, and we're dependent on B. Purdy to get us to the playoffs. And I think he can do it. Bethel, but what do you think? I mean, Bethel. Ellis, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, no, Bethel's gone, man.
Yeah, he just left.
But yeah, you know, when we got Brock, you know, I reviewed just, you know, briefly a few highlights of him and stuff like that, and you know, I thought he was good. I wanted him over. Remember, we talked about the Nate Sudfeld or Brock Purdy thing, and I said, I wanted Brock. Yeah, I wanted Brock over Nate, you know, but just kind of, I think it's to have both of our starting quarterbacks, you know, from trade, Jimmy and stuff, you know, or get these season-ending injuries it's really hard to. Strange. It's a very odd season that we're having at the peak of us going on a win streak, and then we lose our second starter at the quarterback position. It's kind of like, you know, it seems like it's really bad luck on, you know, at least for us. But the positive of it is that we have, you know, this guy Brock, who's, you know, coming in with a lot of experience. He's got a lot of heart. You know, he's poised. He's got, you know, he's got some flavor to him. You know what I mean? And I think it's, you know, he's showing that already. He showed it in the preseason, and he showed it, you know, his very first start. You know, with his back against the wall, getting thrown into the fire. You know, he played practically the whole game. He didn't come in just the last 7 minutes of the game and shit like that. You know what I mean? He played, you know, almost the whole entire game and just got thrown right in without even, you know, being he probably never would have thought he was going to get in. He may have been preparing for
Like
that
you're supposed to
opportunity,
do.
but was not
Yeah.
expecting it. Yeah. And so he came in against a really good team. And so I think it was just a perfect intro, to what we can see coming from, this young fella. I think he can take us all the way. I feel like we can do anything at this point because it's not just going to be all on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have he's afforded a comfort and a luxury that most quarterbacks will never have, which is a defense of this caliber and an offensive set of weapons that, pretty much can guarantee you a win every game if everybody's playing on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any time that we lose when we're actually playing on both sides of the ball.
That kind of balance, exactly.
So,
Because that's what I like about this
yeah.
offense. It ain't all about the quarterback, which is anytime. Because that means if the quarterback's having a bad day, you lose. But if the quarterback's just having a so-so day, then you're going to probably be okay. If he's having a great day, biggest chances you're going to probably win with ease. That's why I've learned to love Kyle Shanahan's offense, except when he starts, whoa, pull it on the check, no, the choke, no, back up. Let him go. So
Yeah, definitely. He's got to let these guys play. I hope he just doesn't make it too complicated for Brock because this would be the wrong time to screw things up. So as long as Kyle can kind of continue to keep the rhythm flowing with the offense and, we can move the ball around and not just depend on one or two guys offensively, the defense is going to take care of itself. I mean, watching Dre Greenlaw.
They're going to do what they do.
I'm just so glad we re-signed Dre Greenlaw already. And we probably won't have Aziz, but damn, Dre Greenlaw, man. There was a point where I was giving up on Dre just because of the injury thing, but I love that match. I love the player. It's just he wasn't playing enough, and but I knew what he can do. Ever since that stop on that on that goal line at Seattle, Dre was forever going to be a star in my eyes. And so
brilliant.
Just really glad that we got him, man. Yeah, he's a really great player.
And didn't we get him any fifth
extraordinary? Yeah, he is, and he plays safety at Arkansas. He's not even a linebacker. Isn't that crazy? Him and crazy. Fred, they both played in secondary. This is extraordinary.
But it pays off in today's NFL.
Yeah, and that's a testament to our coaching, Ronbo. You know what I mean? We really have it. We really have it good on all cylinders when it comes to the coaching staff. It's just, we complain at times, and I myself personally do about certain things, but I will say, man, this damn coaching staff as a whole is, bar none, got to be, top 3 overall staff in the NFL. And I would put us at tie with first with whoever your best, whoever another would say is the best coaching staff, because these player personnel and how these guys are able to coach these guys up the way they are between Kasurk and D'Amico and all of the other position coaches that we have is just I don't think I say unfuckwittable. Anyway, but excuse the French.
I like that term.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, man. And lastly, Ronbo, the Baker Mayfield thing is funny to me. I'm tickled by the excitement that the Rams fans have by signing Baker Mayfield. Like, Kyle said today on the press conference that they didn't even put in a bid for him. So it's like nobody even gave a shit about Baker Mayfield. I don't know why they were thinking that we wanted him. Oh, we're gonna pay you guys back for getting CMC, and it's like,
go ahead.
Yeah, have at it. Have at it.
I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody just put it here that Stafford's got some kind of back contusion.
Yeah, he's in bad shape, Ronbo. Yeah, he's in bad shape. That offensive line has gotten him. They're gonna have him in in a wheelchair in a minute. He better.
I mean,
he might want to go sit it down, Ronbo.
Face down in the dirt. I said, if Stafford, how many times do you think that can happen and he can still survive? And sure enough, he's out. God.
It was bound to happen,
I know, right?
He was taking some licks this year. He's probably top 5 for probably the most hits in the in the NFL as far as getting hit. You know what I mean? He's probably up there.
Well, fam, we're gonna wind it up. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see you Friday and bring that score and explain, like we love to do on Fridays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform
man.
as always, fam.
Appreciate you too.
And,
know that.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to the
Respect,
squad,
man. And thank you, man. Much love to you and all the faithful out there, man. Y'all, you know, we let's get off into the night, y'all. You know, let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? Let's take over. Peace
say,
and
if
love.
You haven't been
Hit
blocked,
like,
say hi to
subscribe.
Texas Boy on your way out too.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know, we're gonna see them in a minute. We're gonna get a round 2 against them. But anyway, peace, fam.
Peace. There goes Ellis. Hey, yo, Levi.
Yo, Ronbo, what is going on?
Levi, that's what I want to know, and that's why I'm going to ask you. What is going on with the 49ers now? It's all, with our team, it's all, what's going on with them 49ers now? Well, we went through 2 quarterbacks, and we're down to the third one. The third one looks like damn good. You know, what do you think, Levi?
Well, before we talk about him, I got a slight thing on Fly Guy. Fly Guy did one thing. He said that about that game wasn't as pretty. But he left out one thing, the real reason why we won that game. And I don't think he got credit for it.
Who's that?
Who do you think did not get enough credit for that win?
Jimmy Ward?
No.
Let's see. Are we talking about a player or coach?
No player. It wasn't no player.
Wasn't a player. So it has to be a coach.
Who made the call of the night?
D'Amico?
Kyle Shanahan.
Which one?
Remember he threw that? Kyle Shanahan. Remember he challenged that play, that 4th down?
Oh!
And that dude looked like he caught the ball. That
and
play
made Mike McDaniel still mad, from what I understand.
Yeah, look at it. Look at how that game was going, Rumble. I'm pretty confident that you were losing your mind. They were marching down the field.
You know,
it looked like we'll get close. And then after he threw that clutch flag, and then the whole game,
he
destroyed them.
Remember, Levi, he threw 2.
Yeah, he threw 2 and won both.
And I tell you what, Levi, that one you're talking about with Gesicki, I thought he caught it too.
He made that catch.
I thought he caught it.
Kyle Shanahan. So that's a Kyle Shanahan sole win for him to have saw that, and we on TV. He's on the sideline and he saw it.
You know what though? I think his coaches also see these things. Kyle, throw the flag. Because you know what? I thought Gesicki, the ball is rolling all off his shoulders and everything else. He's going to the ground. He never had possession of that ball. I thought he had it the whole time from the camera angle we saw on TV. And then he got to the ground and it's still bobbling. Oh, Kyle, like you're saying, that is the call of the damn month. Oh.
Because, the moment that play happened, the Dolphins were completely destroyed. We marched down the field. I think we scored. And then when the defense, they were energized because in that game, they just started to just embarrass the team.
I know.
Before then, it looked like the defense was off kilter. It looked like they were getting overwhelmed.
I mean,
but after that thing,
he was dropping the ball. He was throwing it way over their head. They just discombobulated him.
So it's like after that, it's like all of his things. And you saw Mike McDaniel. That dude looked like he was like depressed.
The dude
he wanted the game to be over.
But Levi, did you see the dude trying to stay in front of between him and the refs? Mike looked like he wanted just let me at him. Just let me at him for a minute because the dude kept getting in front of Mike because Mike's trying to rush out of the field. Do you see that look in Mike McDaniel's eyes? I've never seen him like that. He was mad about that call.
On the side of the thing. Well, in any case, Kyle Shanahan proved. Again, a lot of people saying, everybody was saying, all Kyle Shanahan's his little acolytes are better than him. They coming out here and playing. You've been hearing it, Ronbo. They had to come up here. Mike McDaniels, he's playing better than Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan heard. They said, okay, I got something for y'all. And then you get Brock Purdy, his third string quarterback, and then win.
It was just the defense. This defense was still trying to cook him. Levi, you saw when he stacked up. Everybody in Miami was on that defensive front, that one snap. And Purdy beat it. I was like, oh, my God. He got it out of his hands. So they got to be
so-
embarrassed and pissed
Okay, now,
off.
all right. So after that, I just want to Kyle Shanahan get his little credit because I don't think I heard anybody give Kyle Shanahan any
They did.
credit for that performance and how he saved the team. Because I know everybody gave defense credit because they just went popping at the end, but popping throughout most of the game. But we saw them falling apart towards the end. I think that was Fly Guy was probably alluding to.
Yeah.
But then Kyle Shanahan made that call, and then the defense like, ooh, we feel good now. Now let's talk about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, I'm not like everybody. I'm not completely sold. Maybe I didn't watch any college tape.
Well, he's only
Probably
played
won't.
one game, so we got to wait anyway. But it was fun watching that one.
Yeah, because we've seen people backups come in on the game. No one's really game playing for them, so they come in, and they play good
Didn't know
enough to
what to
win. I didn't see anything that great.
Well,
I saw some.
Levi, you got to give him credit. Most rookies would have folded under that kind of pressure. Just looking up and seeing all them Dolphin uniforms in front of you, and they outnumber your offensive protection, would have freaked out a lot of people. And he stood there, took a hit, and delivered a strike to George Kittle. I was still pissed off about what just happened with Jimmy, but I said, but I got to take a sit up, look at it. What was that? What the hell was that? Oh my goodness! I had to give him credit for that one.
So all we got to do is hope he continues on. And the reason why the Bucs been playing better is not just because Tom Brady is Tom Brady, but because their defense has come around and performed. They're getting healthier. They're playing better. They keep the game close enough so that if you do give Tom Brady that last opportunity,
he's going to get
then
it.
his thing. Also, I did also hear something from a person who also explains what happened. Like, they kept him to 3 points. But at the end of the game, when you feel like you get the game right and you go into, prevent defense.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
And make it easy.
Yeah.
And now you got Brady.
You got to keep on.
That
his
allowed
ass.
Brady to,
Start
do what
picking you
Brady
apart.
do.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you should just keep doing it until the game is over. And most coaches do that.
I look, because Levi, like you say, I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at the score. I don't believe it. 3 points. Bucks got 3 points. We're going to the second half. They got 3 points. Really? So I start feeling good about our chances. I know.
Yeah. So, but the only thing is, as long as we don't go easy, if we don't got 3 scores on them.
Yeah, I know. We
get over 3 scores, then you go in prevent. But if it's close still, you stay in that formation, even if you feel like you got them.
We got to get 21 to 30 points, because But Levi, we got to go though, fam. Let me bring your score Friday and how many points closer to 30 you will get us. I need 25.
All right.
All right, fam.
That doesn't
Always
need us to
appreciate
win.
you, Levi. See you Friday.
All right, later, Ronbo.
All right, fam. And let's go get McVay is so smart. Let's go get Frank. You can let me at least finish.
Ronbo.
Yeah. Frank, come on in, fam.
What's
what we're
up,
talking
Ronbo?
about here tonight. We're talking about this shift to a third quarterback in one season. And it may be all right. With Brock Purdy, he may be all what he looked like. Because, see, a lot of people say, oh, man, you know what? Don't believe it. Raider fans, because I know many of them, man, y'all tripping, man. Y'all think, don't nobody know that boy. That's the only reason why he got away with that. So, man, they're going to be ready for him next week. I said, you know what? Here's what you don't understand, Raider fan. What he did was a little bit above what you see from normal rookies. Now, y'all saw that blitz he threw into, right? Man, y'all played the Dolphins. Oh, stop right there. Frank, you know what I love about people who say, with the Cowboys ain't beat nobody this year. And I understand that conversation. The Miami Dolphins is supposed to be the top-rated offense in the NFL. Now, how in the world can somebody call them nobody? Boy. Anyway, what do you think about Brock?
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he got that it factor, I like him. I mean, I like what I see. Only, it's a small sample size, as far as one game.
Real small.
So we just so we're going to see. I know Tom Bowles, like I said, he's going to be sending all different type of looks at me.
It's exotic
You know what I'm
blitzes.
saying? So now Kyle just got to, put him in a position. Just don't, let them do little, they trying to blitz little. Don't keep him in the pocket, man. Don't just have him stand there, Kyle. And,
So it's
and just trying to sit there and be in the pocket.
It's Kyle against Todd, ain't it? Basically.
Yeah. So you gotta let them, you gotta let them move around on the pocket. Do some little, trickery, throw them all balance. Like
He does that on his own, though.
You look at Tampa Bay, man. Their defense is okay, but we should be able to score points on them. You know, and their offense is
down to the last 3
Yeah,
weeks.
no, the defense,
They've improved.
they running game defense is better.
Yeah, they started out looking like poo-poo, but they're getting better.
But they still ain't putting up points though, Ron.
I know. See, I don't know what's going on with Tom and company, but you know,
we not even. So we need at least 25 or 27. You know,
do you know we're averaging?
Points.
We're averaging about that. The 49ers are around 20. Yeah, they brought that average back up.
Yeah, but
do you know the 49ers are averaging 29 points a week?
Though. Is that just offense though? That's a defense though.
No, but
defense also.
We've had a couple of games where the defense scored, but for the most part, the 49ers, the offense actually has been scored. And nobody knows it because it takes them all day to get what they get. But they're not that bad offensively. 49ers, they're plus 20 even if you don't have the defense. This beat down yesterday, you're right. That was the defense helped that out a lot, but still.
Yeah, I think that the defense still should continue to be dominant against Tom Brady Sunday. You know, both of them should be able to eat. You know, Brady definitely gonna get that ball out quick though. So I like what Fred Warner said. What did he say? He said he had to study the film some more on Tom Brady. And like what Ray Lewis used to say. You know, he had like stayed up for nights, man. Just
figure
Tom Brady out. You gotta figure him out. At the end of the day, you know, he's still great.
He didn't scare Bowman and Willis.
Rock, you know what I'm saying? So he's still the sling that rock. So I hope Fred Warner them doing their homework, man. You know, and we just attack them, man. And just be smart, be disciplined on that defense side of the ball. So I mean, I like Brock. We're gonna roll with him. You know, like I said, I like his. You know, he like nothing don't phase him. He's calm. You know, in a moment. So I think he should be fine. You know, as long as, you know, Cal put him in position to get the ball to his playmakers, man. That's really what the system is. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't ask the quarterback to do
playmakers.
Just don't turn the ball over and put the ball in your playmaker's hand. That's it. That's Cal's system.
That is.
You
That's
know,
the system.
so I think so long as we don't get a ball to the other team, we play good defense and we can put up points, we should be able to win this game. You know, and keep the refs out of it. So when you hit Tom, just hit him and move out the way. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Any little thing you try to sneeze on Tom Brady,
they're gonna call it
on the flag. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing, Ronbo, that really makes you.
Number 97 breathing on the quarterback. That's 15 yards. What? Whoa! Wait a minute, Ralph. Where did you just made that up? Oh, God.
So I think we're gonna be all right, Ronbo, man. Let's get this W, man, and let's get this W. I think we should be good, man. Brock, we trust right now.
And I want you to make some extra fish sandwiches because on Thursday night, if we pull off this winning a hat trick, right? But if we pull out this double barrel pop, beat Tom on Sunday and beat the Seahawks on Thursday, is that this week?
Yeah, that's next Thursday. We play this Sunday, then we play Thursday.
Immediately we play this upcoming Thursday, right? So Sunday and Thursday.
If Brock do beat Brady, you know, that's gonna boost his confidence, man. Like I beat the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like we know Joe Montana GOAT, but I'm saying Brady the GOAT for right now. You know what I'm saying? While he's still playing. I'm gonna say that. So,
think about it, Frank.
This would be big though, man.
Beat Montana and get rid of Gene D out of this damn chat on Thursday night.
Well, it'd be big, Ron.
I see you Friday, all right?
Yeah, I see you Friday,
right.
man. Have a blessing, Ron. Appreciate you. Love you, man. Let me sit back, eat this fish sandwich, man, and chill, man. You know how I do it, man. Hey, have a hot sauce, baby. You know, my girl.
Make sure use corn, but don't use regular bread. All right. Frank.
All right, Rob.
All right, fam. Hey, Brian. Brian, the law has just rolled in. Brian.
Yes, sir. We are the most dangerous team in the NFC because the law says know your role and shut your mouth.
Brian. Brian.
What's
Good to have
happening,
you.
Ronbo?
Again, just what your statement you just made is being echoed around the NFL circles all over. Some of the most biggest 49er critics in 49er history are also jumping on the bandwagon, except, of course, for Michael Irvin, who's lost his mind. That's okay,
Yeah.
because Mike doesn't understand scoring 33 points in the fourth quarter of a team that just got a new coach is really going south is nothing to be bragging about, Mike. You're a Pro Bowler, you're a legend, and you've been there, you've done that. You shouldn't have been all that impressed with that. Stop it, Michael Irvin. Okay, I just want him to know. But anyway, Brian, we got Brock Purdy, and I didn't know what to expect. He sort of checks a few boxes I didn't know he could check. He's not fearful. That may from being a smaller person that has been supposedly scared all his life just for that reason. He says, damn that, I ain't scared of nothing. I was impressed. We haven't heard from you since Brock. We didn't hear from Brian Sunday, did we? Brian, what do you think?
Yeah. It's simple, Ronbo. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna hit him with the full playbook. I don't think they are.
He might already know it. One thing about knowing it and executing it, that's two different things, though.
Yeah, if so, that's good. Now, all he got to do is execute and don't turn the ball over. Just two things. If he just do that, he executes the plays. He doesn't turn the ball over, so you don't put your great defense, your number one defense in the league. You don't put them in the hole, and he'll be fine, Ronbo. I mean, I'm confident. I mean, if we, so far my concern was during this last stretch. My concern was the Dolphins. Well,
same here. I was scared to death.
They liquidated that. They liquidated that concern.
Break us up on that?
Yeah. They liquidated that.
They freaked him out.
And now we got the GOAT coming in. We got the GOAT coming in home. And I think we got a chance because
we do.
I mean, they have some. I mean, receivers. They got some okay receivers. I mean, Julio Jones is not the Julio Jones of old.
But Mike Davis.
It was Evans. Evans.
Evans.
Yeah,
I mean,
Evans. You need to watch him. We need to watch him. And
I think they
Tom
lost
Brady,
that slot. They lost that slot wide receiver, didn't they?
I think, yeah. But And Tom Brady.
Tom's got a tight end over there I didn't know nothing about, though. And you know how he likes to work with tight ends.
Yeah. And, if anything, if we can move the ball on their defense, then, I think we'll be fine, Ronbo. Right now we got what, 5 games left, and three of them are at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nobody. I mean, after this week, Ronbo, I'm not worried about. I'm really not worried about the whole stretch. The only I just had a concern about the Dolphins, and like I said, and you know how what happened with that. So now, what you got now? And it's not like Tom Brady.
It's a good one.
It's not like Tom Brady. It's not like Tom Brady's fleet of feet. Also, so Tom Brady never faced the D line like we got.
But Tom's never relied on his feet. Tom's relied on his percentage of hitting the right receiver is above that of most, and of course that lightning quick release. That's what Tom's dangerous at, and that's that's what you got to deal with.
And another thing, Ronbo, we got to put the game away. We cannot leave time on the clock with Tom Brady.
Everybody knows and agrees. Do not come down with a minute 30 left.
You see what happens.
It happens every time. Every time.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it never fails. I mean, it's crazy. You cannot leave a minute left with a timeout. That's like almost a whole quarter of time.
Brian, he did it with 45 seconds to a team earlier this year. 45 seconds. Tom went down and scored.
Mm-hmm. I think it was against the Rams. I think. I don't know what it was.
I think you're right. I hope it was.
It was against them same old sorry ass Rams.
I got to go back and look now. They just had a bad year, right? They kept talking trash all off season long. Yeah, we come over to visit y'all because we know how you feel. What do you want? I was here to rub it in and let you know that you're in the good graces of the world champion Rams. Now you got to call like information to see if there's a Ram available to come in.
And I love it. And Ronbo, I love it when the Rams lose. It's two things. It's when the Rams lose, and Jalen Ramsey blames it on everybody else but him. You could get smoked. I mean, I've seen him. He just straight smoked him, and he'll go arguing with the DB, and he'll argue with the corner.
In the middle of the field.
It's everybody else but him. But
yeah. And then he goes in the middle of the field, and then he carries over. He follows whoever he's blaming. What's that safety's name? He's always on his ass. To the point he slapped him.
He's always on him.
Brian, how many times would Jalen Ramsey slap you? You know, I still can't believe he did that. I'm sitting there watching that. I'm a grown man. Man, what are you doing? You gonna slap me on TV? Have you lost your damn mind? I don't play that. You know, I mean, I'd have got in trouble.
They'll be still pulling me off of them right now.
Oh, right.
No.
You doing, Jalen?
No.
You fail, now you gonna slap me? Oh.
It'll be the whole national right. You get smoked. You get smoked, and you won't try yourself and that ain't gonna happen, Ronbo.
Still gets crazy. Fam, Brian, we gotta go. I see it Friday. Hey, Brian, bring that score in and explain why that is coming up Friday, all right?
Gotcha. Thank you for the homework assignment, Ronbo. And then anytime between times, shout out to you, shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production for making it happen.
Thanks.
The law is out.
Appreciate you too. Have a great night, Brian.
All right, see you Friday, Ronbo.
Looking forward.
All right.
And JC3771 will be just fine, faithfuls. Enjoy this ride and let's watch this storybook ending unfold right before our eyes. This is history. We're all witnessing Niners all day. JC, thank you for that contribution. I just want at least another week because you know what? I don't even worry about the Hawks. The Hawks don't want this smoke. I wish we could play them Sunday and Tom on Thursday. Because the 49ers are all pumped up. Oh, y'all supposed to be contending for first place in this division? We're going to put that to bed tonight. Tony! Ba, ba, ba.
Ronbo.
Tony, we're having fun because, we're between games. And, I'm always happy up until Thursday. And then Friday, I start to go into a slow denial. And I start to think, there's a way we can lose this game. I don't know if I can handle that. I turned it into a basket case. And then, like this game, Tony, I was petrified. I'll admit it. I always admitted after the game, I was concerned about the Dolphins. And now it seems like it was silly. I love it.
It was a hard fought. It was a hard fought contest.
Especially for the first 3 quarters, right?
Yeah. But we come out on top.
Yeah, we're just tough mentally, physically. We're just a tough team. So I got to believe in these guys. Don't give up on them. Except for your guy, Kyle. Every time he concerns me, but,
every now and then. But, I think someone slapped him or something. He's coming around.
But Tony, Brock, give us something about Brock. What do you think?
Well, I like what the other guy said. He's got a bit of Jimmy in him and a bit of Trey Lance in him, so shorter version.
Mm-hmm. Much shorter.
He seems, look, we thought at one stage that CJ Beathard was a shiznit, and then that turned to crap, and then we thought Nick Mullins was a shiznit.
Wait. But Tony, I just want to clear one thing up, though. For the record, I told everybody CJ Beathard is not ready to come on the field yet. I said it, and I got argued with for days on Red and Gold Radio. So guys,
but you know what?
God, CJ Beathard.
Jimmy and Trey, both Jimmy and Trey, we haven't seen Brock yet, they need to ring CJ up, Ronbo. And they need to find out what sort of training that he was doing, because that guy got smashed like a boxer.
Oh, didn't he? You're right.
And no injuries. So
he is
if I was Jimmy and Trey Lance, I'd be ringing him up and saying, bro, well, just give me your training regime, please, brother.
What do you eat every day and
I've seen
everything you do?
people-
What time do you go to bed and how many hours? I mean, that's just see. Remember, you see CJ go down out of the camera so fast that you didn't know what happened. Then all of a sudden the camera finds him laying in the dirt. Damn! Oh my God! Is he okay? Hey, get up, dust yourself off, and get hit again.
Keep going. Man. You know what I was thinking about, Ronbo, and there's a lot of the faithful and people, they always complain about Jimmy and other people throwing the ball down the middle, and I thought to myself, well, what's the hardest part of the field to dominate?
Yeah,
the middle of the field, isn't it? If you can dominate the middle of the field like a champion, I mean, that's where we get those explosive plays with Debo and things like that. Control the middle of the field. I mean, anyone can throw the ball down the sideline. There's no scientific way, but if you've got a couple of good safeties and a couple of good corners, they can nullify that part of the play pretty quick.
You run all the way down the field. Tony, it's the difficulty. People don't like to give. He can't throw outside numbers. He can't. Listen, if you know how difficult it was to hit those timing routes as often as Jimmy G did with his receivers, you would shut up. I just tell you, you really don't understand this game of football, do you? Well, because it's Kyle's offense, and that's effective. And there's a percentage rate as to why that is the most effective offensive style you can run. But nobody wants to hear it. I said, okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot of teams now that are
doing it.
Doing the same thing. The Dolphins have won most of their games dominating the middle of the field.
If it's done right, it's unstoppable.
And a lot of teams are looking at that. And I think in a big game scenario like a Super Bowl or a playoff game, if you're more dominant in the middle of the field than the other team, you can still throw outside the numbers, but if you're more dominant in the middle than the other team, you've got them by the
short hairs. And you know like you're saying, Tony? Because the thing is, if you're tearing up the middle of the field like that, now you're going to get a linebacker out of position. You're going to get a corner that are safeties. You start to screw up the defensive scheme. But if all you're doing is throwing down the sidelines all day, the NFL has gotten used to that. They'll stop that. And the low percentage throws on the outside now.
Yeah, that's right. But Brock, I can't wait. I want to see more of him, but because of what happened with CJ and Nick,
get hit. He's not that big either, Tony.
I don't want to get excited straight away. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, I'll never forget the Battle of the Bay game with the Raiders when Nick Mullins gave them a spanking. You know what I mean? He whooped their ass out the door.
And he did the same thing to the Seahawks, remember?
Yeah. But, Brock seems to have good intangibles. I mean, he's pretty quick in the pocket there, and we're just going to see if he can step up to the plate and continue the winning ways.
I tell you, Tony, he's no coward either. That's what I like about him. He is not. There's no fear in that kid. I was watching him.
No, he's not.
No, there's no fear in him.
Because he said in the press conference, he goes, once I got the first hit out of the way and I felt contact, he goes, okay, let's roll. I'm ready. Let's go.
Tony,
some people are like that in games like this, Ronbo. They want to feel the first hit to sort of like run them in, get them into the game.
It's sort of get the butterflies leave, and now you're ready to go. Tony, Brock might be able to play in the rugby leagues. He needs to put on a few more pounds of muscle, but getting hit doesn't bother him.
No, not really, Ronbo. There used to be this small guy, short guy. They used to call him the Axe. And he would pick up 6'5" guys and drive them into the ground. And he was short. It's a technique, the tackling thing is a technique.
I love it.
I don't know why they don't get a couple of Aussie trainers down there for tackling.
Learn how to tackle. Tell you where to go. Tell you what I'm going to do.
With no helmets on.
They've been scouting for a long time. I'll see you Friday and bring a score and tell us why you think that's going to be the case. Looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Shout out to everyone and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to say cheers. Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, buddy.
Hey, Bryant.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you tonight?
Doing great, Bryant. I'm a little more relaxed than I was. First hearing about Jimmy go down, I said, "Oh man, we're on our way to the Super Bowl." I'm not sure for now. And now that I hear that it's not as serious as they thought it was. That's good news. Although now I'm torn because if Brock indeed does usher the 49ers into the playoffs, and Bryant, what if he runs the table? I'm going to be one of the first guys. Hey, no. Let Bryant. He got us this far. He looks poised. He looks polished. That offense and him are getting together. They know what they're doing. Leave him alone, Kyle. Leave him alone. I can see me now rooting for him. God, yes. But, Brian, your feeling, have you seen enough or do you want to see more? Because a lot of us are drawing conclusions probably way too fast. What are you thinking?
I have no decision over the matter, so I'm just going to root for the guy under center. I at this point, the last game, yeah, he played really well. He has a lot of confidence. He's got a lot of experience in college. I guess he played 4 years in college. Mm-hmm. I like the guy. I liked what I seen in preseason, even though it wasn't spectacular numbers, but he was able to move around in the pocket a little bit.
And he never seemed to be in trouble, even during preseason. He never seemed under duress. He made a couple of problems. He made a couple of accidents. But for the most part, he looked like he'd been playing, like Trent Williams says, for 15 years.
Yes, he has a very polished look, a very confident look, like you've seen this before. And I think that's going to work very well for him.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the guy. If he can do it, let's go. Ronbo, last time we talked, I was talking to you and I was like, hey, how do they know he's got a broken foot? And people were in the chat. People were in the chat saying, oh, they did an MRI and all this other stuff. Well, again, nobody knew. I mean, I don't think I was wrong for saying, hey, how do we know? We didn't. He came off the field. He jogged off the field. He went into the blue tent. Then he come out of the blue tent. He got on the cart.
Yeah.
And then he went into the locker room, waited till halftime, supposedly. Everybody cried during the halftime, came back out, and then supposedly Jimmy left during the middle of the game.
Third quarter.
So then he went and didn't get an MRI, or did he get an MRI? Because I'm confused at this point.
And why did it take him so long?
Was the MRI like negative or something? Or yeah, you see where I'm going at? Because how are you going to be like, oh well, we're got to get it reconfirmed? Like it's either broken or it's not broken, or the test was like conclusive or it wasn't conclusive.
Mm-hmm. I was confused. As I said, this has got to be bad. How come they haven't said anything yet? Little do we know, in the fourth quarter, Jimmy's already went home. They didn't say anything about that. But the thing is, this is his best year of all, and and it makes sense. He's got an arsenal out there he's surrounded with now that he can work with. This was going to be. There's no telling what was going to happen this year, and he comes up with this injury. Just strangely bad luck,
I don't know why, Ronbo. I don't know if it goes back. It really stems back to Kaepernick. I don't know if I don't want to point blame on anybody, but the Niners has been divided for a long time. The fan base. We had Kaepernick, we had Alex Smith, we switched quarterbacks, and we had nobody there for a little while. Then Jimmy comes in, and he started winning games, and then he lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You remember it was all Jimmy's fault. We lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's all Jimmy's fault. He can't stay healthy either. We just got done talking about how CJ. We just got done talking about how CJ couldn't stand up on his feet because the O-line couldn't help, save him. But it's it's Jimmy's fault. He gets hurt,
He gets
right?
hurt. Yeah.
So, man, I'm just like at a certain point, it's like you can't say anything good about Jimmy or Trey Lance without somebody just like coming out and straight attacking you. You know, it's like you either root for the Niners or you don't. You know, and you can't have it both ways. But right now, nobody like. I just want the Niners to win a Super Bowl.
Nice. You and me both. If we're not
I'm
winning
thinking-
every game,
I'm
Brian,
still-
you're going to get those people that love to designate blame. A lot of those people don't really understand
Well,
football, but they got to do that.
Even if we,
you know.
even if we win every game, people then are going to start, nitpicking that. Oh, well, we didn't blow out a team.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
We're not
like,
winning by a large enough
I don't
margin.
care. I don't care what we win by, as long as we win. But hey, Ronbo, thanks
Still
for
a
having
win.
me on. I love talking to you.
Thanks,
And
Brian.
yeah, if you can find anything else out, man, let us all know. You know what's going on, because at this point, I think whatever the coaches say, the team's going to believe in them. So I look forward to this game, and I'll call in with my score prediction. But yeah, everybody just stay faithful and just stay positive, because we still got a good season ahead of us, and the defense is good, and our special teams. Oh, Ronbo, tell everybody go and vote for the Pro Bowl too. Vote for Mitch Wisnowski
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and Robbie Gould and Tabor Pepper, because if we don't go to the Super Bowl, at least we can get our guys to the Pro Bowl, right? So,
That always depresses me,
everybody
though,
make sure you guys
when I
vote.
see them in the Pro Bowl. But, at least I just want a Pro Bowl game. It does. We got 3 or 4 guys. Like last year, we had all those guys in there, but we're not in the Super Bowl. And we should have been. I will
But,
never.
you know,
The Rams
the
can say all
goal-
they want to say, but I
the
said, you know what?
goal-
You guys know Jimmy was. If Jimmy's not hurt and I got Trent Williams, you guys know that you're going to lose. I mean, even if Kowalski drops that pass, you're still going to get beat. Garoppolo owns you, Rams, and you know it. You got lucky finally. God. Anyway, it's neither here nor there.
There's something to be said that like the Rams shut down mobile quarterbacks, and Jimmy's not mobile, and he owns them. There is and it's really weird that the Rams didn't want to play against Jimmy, but wanted to play against Trey. It's just, I don't know, but we'll see how everything goes, and
Brian, it's because they've been
Niners just
after
gotta
somebody
stay
beats you
confident.
forever like that, you just don't want to see them again. Russell Wilson had the same effect on me. Oh God, here he comes. No, guys, beat him. Come on, 49ers. Don't. I used to be so upset. Well, you and I, you know what I'm talking about. We both suffered.
Oh, I know it. And for us not to beat Russell Wilson, I know that was Jimmy's second game, and the Broncos do have a good defense, but there was a lot of things going wrong in that game. Maybe it was Jimmy. Maybe that game's all on Jimmy, but Russell Wilson's not the same quarterback.
I know, right? But anyway, Russell Wilson's had his own problems, so I feel better about that already. Brian, see you Friday, okay? Have a great night.
All right,
fam.
Dan. Thanks for having me on again.
Always a
Everybody
pleasure.
stay faithful, and I'll talk to you soon. You have a great
Looking
night.
forward
Thanks,
to it.
Ronbo.
Thank you, Brian. Night. And here comes Hayden, the TNT Slayer. Hayden! Hayden has to get up and go to school tomorrow. He may have passed out with the phone laying next to the bed, and he can't hear us. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. I just posted something on comments about Brock Purdy. You check it out.
Brock Purdy was 8-4 in 2018, 7-5 in 2019, 8-2 in 2020 COVID season, plus made the Big 12 championship game, and 7-5 in 2021, each year guiding Iowa State to bowl games and going 2-2 in bowl games. The kid is got, that's a resume, and he's seasoned, and you could see that when he was out there Sunday. It wasn't just one of those things. He actually did know what he was doing, which was amazing.
Kid can play football. He's got moxie.
Yeah, he does. And wait till he gets some reps, because he's been, Tony, 2 to 4 reps. I read he's getting 2 to 4 reps a workout. Trey was getting all the reps and all preseason long. And, he hasn't had any time.
Reps with the most talent he's ever had.
He's out there with the scout team. And that's the only play. You know what, though, Tony?
Hey,
Here's the
Ronbo,
thing. But one thing.
I believe knuckleheads are saying they're hyping
Master Baker Mayfield. I can't believe they hired that guy. I just can't believe it.
I can. You know, when you're a Rams fan, you start grasping at straws. There is no playoff possibility for them. If I was the Rams, if I had any picks, I'd be hoping we lose. I'm just kidding. I never wanted to lose in order to get. I hate losing. I was never hoping we'd lose to get draft picks, unless it was the last game of the season and we're about to get Nick Bosa. That game, I was a little nervous. I just hope, okay, well, all we have to have is the Cardinals need to win, and if we lose, it's okay. If we win, it's okay. And that's what happened. But the Cardinals are going to take – they're going to take Kyler I don't like to study Murray anyway. You know? So we was going to get Nick Bosa regardless. Oh, I was relieved that night. And the 49ers select Ohio State defensive end. Oh, I lost it before they even finished saying it. You know, we got Nick. Damn it! Oh my God! Yes, I was all.
That's how I discovered your channel. That was the night I discovered your channel. Because you went viral that night. I'm like, man, who is this Ronbo guy? I'm like, he's about Nick. Because Big Show didn't want him. I remember Big Show didn't want him.
Oh, Big Show wanted an offensive player that year. Because Big Show's just wanted offense for the longest time during that part. Big Show's always offensive. But yeah, I thought we just got blessed. And little did I know, I was right on target. Nick Bosa is a ninja, raised and born for this. Wow. So, you know.
Here it is. Here's was it 2019, right?
Yeah.
4 years later, he's leading NFL in sacks with 14.5 right
there
now.
There it is. There's a lot of arguments for taking him, Josh Allen, who ended up in Jacksonville. But how much have we heard about Josh Allen in Jacksonville since then? Not a lot. I don't know.
He's pretty deep. He's decent, but he ain't like Myles Garrett or Nick Bosa. No.
Yeah. So
he hasn't done bad.
He's a good ball player, though, but I knew Nick was the best. You can't take a kid that's been like 6-7 years old. They already started training him. I said, man, you're not pedigree. Bosa, man. God.
Yeah, you have the pedigree at a young age. Got to go with it.
You know what? I had the same reaction that night against when we got Defoe. I lost it because I was worried. We got Defoe at 13. DeForest Buckner. I've been begging, praying to the 49er gods for a month. Oh, man, if we could just get DeForest Buckner. You know how, Tony, you know how we all go through this. You watch the draft from the first pick to your pick coming up. You don't know what you're holding your breath on every pick. And then they didn't get Defoe yet. But they did get Joey Bosa went first that year. And I said, oh, man. Oh, second, because there was something wrong with the first.
Buckner,
a quarterback got picked.
He's all pro still Indy. He's still all pro.
Yes,
I just make the Pro Bowl.
I could spot these fiends from a mile away. I knew Buckner was going to be the dude.
Well, all I got to say is, Ronbo, tomorrow night, the Rams are going to get embarrassed because the Raiders going to smoke them and they ain't going to be close.
I wonder if Baker's going to be starting.
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
You think so?
I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I just said I wonder if Baker's going to be starting. Who else they got?
That one kid that's been playing from Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to start. But nah, Ronbo, this game between you and Tampa is something you got. I don't know if any of the chat knows. Ronbo, the over-under in that game is 37.5, which tells me it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game.
See, because Brady and company have not been scoring no points. We're not famous for scoring a whole lot of points. So, and their defense is pretty good. So we're not supposed to be scoring a whole lot of points anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a defensive, hard-hitting, slug-out. Whoever's left standing.
I just don't want it to be fourth quarter with 1 minute left, and the 49ers need to hold on to this lead, so I don't have to pass out.
Run that rock, Ronbo. Y'all got the runnings. Run that rock and then hit them with play action.
Oh, man. I can't wait. Tony, I will see you Friday. And if you got some time for us, hope you do. Always, even if you don't get in, I always love that you occupy the chat and make people crazy, especially the Rams.
Yes, it's going to be a low-scoring slugfest, Ronbo. And I think you're going to protect Purdy and run the rock at him, and then you're going to hit him with play action. Kittle is going to be huge in this game, in my opinion. George Kittle.
In so many different ways. I just know it. But see him,
Yes, sir.
see Max C, he's also that other guy, and everybody else. And Debo's got to take a lesser role lately because of C Max C. We'll see. All right.
Kyle Juszczyk.
I know. He's got to look for Ayuk. You already promised him. All right, Tony, looking for you Friday. All right. Good night, Tone.
Always a pleasure, sir. I'll see you Friday.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Tony. And Big Show said, "Now I wanted Josh Allen, defensive end, Kentucky in 2019, not Bosa. I remember that. Show remember, and also Show got clowned because he wanted that. Oh, by the way, Show, that kid that we laughed about that you picked up, the Green Bay Packers, he ended up I think he got hurt, but he ended up being very good. So that wasn't a bad pick. But at the time, it was compared with Nick and Josh and some of these other guys that were in the draft. Even that big guy over in New York that's having a great year as well, the big defensive tackle. It was all about putting him in next to Defoe. And what would that look like? Whoa. Hayden, are you there? Okay, because we need to wrap up. Let's go ahead and see who else we got here. Hey, Steven. Steven in Rome. Steven.
Sorry, my bad, Ronbo. I
Okay,
didn't realize I had you on mute.
That's what we ask people to do. And appreciate that, Steven. Steven, come on in and talk about Brock Purdy, man, because we're like, a lot of us are fascinated by his demeanor, some of the things he did, and the way it appears that fear is not a factor with him. What was the name of that show? Was that Fear Factor? Yeah, Fear Factor. What's his name? Joe Rogan. And once again, yeah. And once again, Brock Purdy, you have proven that with you, fear is not a factor. I kind of like, but Steven, I can sense that you're not feeling all that good about it. What are you thinking?
No, it's not that. I mean, this is year 2 for me calling in college who was going to be a good player. I mean, I called Hufanga when we drafted him. I said, hey, watch out for this kid. Yeah. He's going to be special. Right. I kept staying by his side, and now look what he's doing. Yeah. Brock Purdy, same thing. When we drafted Brock Purdy, I said, I looked at his footage in college, and I was like, yo, this kid's good. This kid's good. And I remember I said it during the preseason. I said, damn, wouldn't it be a shame if, and it's on track, I said, what would be a shame is if we lost both Trey and Jimmy.
Did you say that early on?
I said it early on. I said it during preseason. I said, at least we have a decent third-string QB that is not Nick Mullins or what's his name, Nate Sudfeld.
Can you imagine?
I said, goddamn, God forbid if that happens.
Yeah. Can you imagine Sudfeld having gotten in the other day against the Dolphins? Okay, well, game over, guys. I'm going to set up. We'll talk about this. I would have left. Sudfeld's not going to beat anybody.
He couldn't even beat himself in rock, paper, scissors.
Let me see if that's possible.
The man is trash. And I hate talking down on players like that, but the man is trash. But, yeah, no, I can't help but, like, a little bit of guilt because I kind of jinxed it. I said, if, God forbid, we lose Trey and Jimmy, at least we have Brock Purdy. And it ended up happening. But, no, I've got full confidence in him just because, I've seen what he can do. I've seen enough of where, he's coming for Jimmy as a reliever. And I've seen him during preseason and how he plays. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. The kid is something special. The kid plays good. And the fact that he has a better report in his college days better than Trey Lance. I mean, because Trey Lance did miss a year due to COVID, which I really don't want to hold against him. But in the business term, in the business way,
yeah, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, he played all 4 years of college, and Trey, him missing that year, and then also missing a year from the NFL, and now missing an additional year. It's a real setback, and it's unfortunate because we drafted him so early on. Mm-hmm. But if we end up making the playoffs.
One thing to add, though, about Brock, though, he didn't get drafted. Well, see, somebody said he got drafted he turned down Alabama, but I read a report saying he didn't get any offers in college, except for a couple, but they didn't mention anything about Alabama. He liked Iowa. He went there. So that Plus, he gets drafted last. So, this is a kid that's got so much rage going on in his mind to prove to everybody that he has been mistreated and he really can play. I like those kind of players. Look at
Yeah,
Debo.
he, if I'm not mistaken, I think I read something about it too, where he did turn down Alabama to stay with Iowa, which, I mean, cool, good for him, I guess. I mean, good for us too, because it's like, had he had gone to Alabama, if the rumors were true, I mean, we would be fighting for Brock Purdy over Mac Jones, and Mac Jones would be a non-factor.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I was Mr. Irrelevant, I think he even said in the report too, when they drafted him, they asked him like, "Hey, how does it feel to be Mr. Irrelevant?" And I think he said it himself. He goes, he's like, "I'm just glad to be here, but I'm going to make sure I am relevant come my time."
And he
true
to his word.
True to his word. And I can't help but, kind of keep going back to that throw to George Kittle up the middle, where I think we were 3rd and 31, if I'm not mistaken.
And it was long. And the thing is, he was under extreme pressure. They were all over him.
Oh, yeah. And then Ronbo, the last time we played, and this is a little fun fact I wanted to say too, the last time we played Tom Brady was at Foxborough. Or no, I think not at Foxborough. I think it was at Candlestick when we had Colin Kaepernick. And that was a Christmas Eve game, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that was Colin Kaepernick's first season with the 49ers.
And that's
so
right.
We'll see.
Tom's already been beaten. Oh, no, I'm thinking about the Green Bay Packers. Did we win that game that night?
Yeah, we won that game. I believe we beat them 24-21 or 25-21.
Yeah, because I was thinking Cap beat Rodgers to death the first time he's seen him, too. So, yeah.
Ronbo, if Purdy beats Brady in this game, and I'm hoping the kid does. I hope the kid doesn't, go crazy and start throwing interceptions here and there. But if he lights the Buccaneers on fire and Kyle Shanahan keeps the foot on the gas, oh, man, we're going to have to fight for Purdy to stay for the 49ers no matter what.
No. We got him signed. He's not on the practice squad. Well, he is on the practice squad, isn't he? Damn it. I forgot about
he was at one point. No. He was drafted as a 3rd string, so he's not on the practice squad yet.
No, that's right. He's a draft pick. That's right. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, oh boy, it's going to be an awkward. It's going to be an awkward feeling in that QB room.
I know, right?
If Brock Purdy ends up showing a lot of talent, so
a good problem to have.
It is very, very much a good problem to have.
Steve, I tell you what, I'll see you Friday and bring that score with you and Rome.
All right, Ronbo. I'll see you Friday.
Looking forward to it. Night, Steven. And jump over to Merrick. Hey, Merrick.
Hey, Ronbo.
Merrick, it's a Brock Purdy night, and now that we've settled in on what we're hearing and seeing, and then Trent Williams coming out and saying the things he's saying about Brock Purdy. Are you still harboring the same feeling that you may have had about this situation? Or are you a Brock Purdy fan now? And how's it going with you?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a Brock Purdy fan. I just feel like he just needs to play good mistake-free football.
We've only seen it for one game, but yeah.
He just needs to play good mistake-free football, and I think we'll be fine with our defense and everything.
The thing is, my only question about Brock Purdy is I'm still beyond fascinated with the fact how he was running around out there and how he carried himself. I didn't know what to expect. I'll know the Dolphins were coming like gangbusters, so I was already petrified when he walked into the game. So, Jesus. And they did this. They were worse. They started stacking the box up with everybody on the team. I'd never seen a box stack with that many players. Merrick, I think there were 11 players standing on that box. Anyway, I says,
could have been 12.
Yeah, he didn't look like it. Come and and he weathered that storm, and that same look on his face. He made one pass that he wasn't happy with, and he had that look on his face like, I got to do better. I said, dude, you just survived that damn play, Brock. I mean, don't get down on yourself too much. I was fine. Debo made the catch. You're okay. This kid. And then he started doing the finger lick. So, whoa. You only lick your fingers when you're a badass. Who is this guy? He hasn't even played. He's been on the scout team. It had nothing to do with this team other than standing over there being Mr. Irrelevant. He comes in licking his fingers? What? Whoa. I like him already. So, I'm expecting big things this weekend. Hopefully I get my feelings hurt, but I hope so. Am I on track here? Have I lost my mind?
Well, I think your mind is where it should be. Plus, I did notice that with Purdy, we seem to use Debo more than we were with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing about the Dolphins game is we didn't barely beat them. They got 2 good plays on offense, but we really beat the heck out of them. They only scored because of 2 deep shots.
Again, Tyreek Hill. You can't cover him all day. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and we did.
And I think our defense is going to make life a living hell for Tom Brady, especially I think it's our left tackle. It's the most penalized tackle in the league this year for holding calls.
Yeah. He's out? Wait, one of them's out. Something happened to him.
Oh, I didn't know.
Somebody reported that early, that Brady's missing one of his tackles. And Brady's been crying about his offensive line all year. So now, if he lost one of his guys that he's been crying about, the next guy that comes in, he's going to be reduced to tears before the game even starts. Tom, I love you, man, but you know what? We're going to get you. No protection.
I think there's only really 3 tough games we have left, which is the Buccaneers, mostly because their defense or offense isn't good.
Yeah.
The Seahawks because divisional
There's the
game.
Seahawks, and we have to play them there.
I think the Commanders could be difficult because that defense is pretty scary.
I forgot about them. And the Commanders are very aggressive offensively. They're going to test. They're going to make the defense work all day. If you flinch, they're going to get. They really are bold. Watching them, that's how they beat the Eagles. They just ran the ball real well, punched up throws. Heineke is like a maniac. He'll throw the ball. He'll throw these ducks up in the air, and I'll be damned if he doesn't make completions with those. What the hell, Commanders?
Yeah, well, he's
Now
also
I'm
thrown a
afraid
lot
of
of
you.
picks throwing those ducks in the air. So.
Well, yeah, but he'll still do it, and his coach doesn't stop him. That's really wild. So, yeah. Do we play them at home, or do we have to go to Washington? It's about time they had to come to us. Are they coming to us?
I think it's a home game, but
Good.
I don't remember.
Because there's no time. The rain, it could be raining in Washington like it was last time playing in a swimming pool. That doesn't work for me. So we play the Hawks.
Yeah, I think.
And the Cardinals on the road, and that's it.
I think we should win the division, and yeah, I could see this. I think Brock Purdy's the key. If he starts to play like the 7th round pick, I think we're gonna have a lot of issues. But if he continues playing like how he did last week, I think we're still a legit Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, kid's a perfectionist. I don't think he'll allow himself to do that. There's just something about the way he carries himself that makes me think, you know what? He may be okay. We'll see.
I'm hoping so. This team is too talented to fail.
Yeah, see, and he's got a lot of weapons around him. It's all he's got to do is learn how to use them. If that happens, and we're asking for a lot, he just started. Boy. Anyway, Merrick, always a pleasure. I'll be looking for you Friday. Bring that score back and tell us why it's going to be that way. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Merrick. And there's that big show again. He said, funny how callers like to claim they were the first ones to point out players. Purdy before everyone else. But when Big Show does it, I get jeered at. Yeah, Show, you made that, but not me. I have continuously told everybody, listen, Big Show told me about Fred Warner and everybody else before he got drafted. And I said, where's Fred Warner? I need to go find that clip, show, and run it on a loop. Hey, dude, I can't believe what an idiot I was. That's why I need to, if I don't know anything about college ball players, Ron, just shut the hell up. I didn't know anything about Fred Warner. Now look, friggin' all-pro first team. Hayden! All right, I think Hayden's out. Okay. Fam, I listen, thanks for the contributions, and I always appreciate it. And please, subscribe so we can invite you to the party each and every time. You'll know we're having it. All right? Hit the like. You know, I love likes because people always point out, we got blah, blah, about viewers, and you got 2 likes. My feelings get hurt desperately bad. Fam, just stay calm. This is why I love to talk to you, fam. I feel so much better. I get nervous before these games. I hate losing. I've already told people about that. I hate losing more than I do winning. I hate losing more than I love winning. Think about the difference in feeling. When you win, it wears off and you keep moving. You lose and you feel that pain for a month. Breathe. I'll see you Friday, fam. Bring your score and explain why. Niners!